Little notification pop up right there.
Oh,
We're
that's
going
cool.
live.
All right.
The main stage. Ladies and gentlemen.
Main Stage Podcast, YouTube live right now.
Welcome to the main stage podcast.
That was all his mom.
That what?
Yeah.
That's solid imaging from a parent. What's their nickname?
No idea.
You don't know? You don't know? You
It's
just
just
have
mom upside
random.
down.
You just have random third-party people sending in imaging. You've got it
DJ
made.
Wow.
Yeah, DJ Wow. Just
It's
mom upside
mom.
down.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Oh, upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Mom
see what you
gets
did there.
crazy like that.
Yep. Proud.
Welcome to the Main Stage Podcast. We are joined here today with Trenton Davis.
Pew, pew, pew.
You just air horned him.
And John Tole.
Hi, how are you, Internet?
And then always Travis Cagle.
Hey.
And me, Kaimo Moberly. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Shout out to Bourbon Street Bar and Grill, supporting us always. CSB for the
Good beer.
Wizard of Hops over here. 32 ounces of.
And it's good, man.
It's a fun name, too.
What's the percentage on this?
It is 8.8.
Damn.
They got something there right now, the stand-up Chappelle. It's actually just 4 minutes away from us,
All right.
but it is 10%.
That's like 3 beers in one, dude. That's why Budweiser's going out of business. They got to label their cans America, and they can't even sell that bullshit. So then they have to label the cans stupid football teams, and no one's buying that either. It's swill. It's for the same price. You can get triple hammered on something good.
Yeah.
With no name.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
in a black can.
Yeah, it's in a right. Come on.
I suggest that either this time before you guys leave or next time
Yeah.
you check
Yes.
out Central Standard. It's a pretty cool spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty relaxed, pretty chill, and the
Yeah.
people there.
Done a
so
few
nice.
comedy
Where can I
shows.
get where can I hear like heavy metal on a jukebox? That's where I want to go.
Heavy metal on a jukebox. Maybe a hole in the wall.
I mean, yeah, that's where I want to be.
I was
Exactly.
thinking either Kirby's Beer Store
Yeah.
or
You know what?
Rock
I've done a
Island
show
Live.
at Kirby's. I've done a
Yeah.
show at Kirby's
Jessica
before.
Wasson.
That's right. Absolutely. That's a good venue. More people should go there.
It's a
That's
fun
the
spot.
size. That's like Trent. Imagine if you sold out this room. It's like this room, and then there's a bar. And
Yeah.
It's like perfect. you
Oh,
know?
nice.
Yeah. It's great.
It's like the size of like a punk rock club in New York,
Yeah.
but it's a quarter of that size.
Yeah.
So,
Let's just say this building right here
Yeah.
would be a better Kirby's. It'd be a bigger Kirby's.
It'd be big.
Absolutely.
With,
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
this and that together,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'd probably pay less rent wise than they
What-
do.
Then they do. Plus, they got to get a liquor license.
the
Yeah.
stage is pretty cool. I mean, it's not quite the size of a pallet, but you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty good size.
Yeah. as long as you got enough room to.
I've
move
been there
around.
for music and comedy.
Yeah.
It's pretty relaxed, pretty chill.
Nice.
It is cool though. It's one of those tight spaces where
Yeah.
you know if you can catch a little fire, then it's just everybody feeds off everybody's energy, and you got people laughing because other people are laughing.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even doing anything.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's the best part about doing this live. Is it's the only where it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Well, that's the only place you're going to get that in reality.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
If you just go have it, and you're not going to get it looking at your dumb phone.
Right. But there's a.
See? I'm
there's
telling you, this shit is not an accident.
a generation, right?
Main Stage
There's
Podcast is live.
generation of kids that have always only had the phone, so they
Right.
don't know what they're missing.
Right.
Is that right? We talked
Yeah, yeah.
about that last
And
week.
their
They don't know
kids
what
are
they're
going to choose to go into fucking pods and live virtually because they're such pussies.
It's all simulated.
missing. I don't even think it'll be a choice.
And I don't believe a single bit of this is real. I'll take that to
He's
my
not
I will
lying.
take that to my digital grave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's liberating.
This is just a vanilla sky thing.
I don't know. I don't like anything Tom Cruise does. Action
What's
wise.
your new Tom Cruise was in it?
What? He's in this simulation? Of course he is. You have to have some digital representation of something that's just, why is that still happening?
That's Scientology.
Because he's good at running. Yeah, whatever. It's all the same, dude.
God.
I
It's
can't
just
remember.
cults running the world. That's all it is. It's just all the cults battling for the top cult. That's it. Brought to you by alcohol. The top cult. Coming up soon, weed.
So how do you like the beer?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, smooth.
If you were at a wine tasting, but it was for beer, like I guess a beer tasting,
Yeah.
how would you describe the beer?
It's got a citrus taste to it.
Yeah.
Right, we can feel that.
All right.
It's a little bit hoppy.
Okay.
It has a nice bitter aftertaste. It's like sleeping with a woman with an attitude. You know what I'm saying? It's good, but she has an attitude. She's like, hey,
Yeah.
clean up after yourself. You know, it's good.
Yeah, you work for it. It's
You can
not
just
all
clean up
supposed
after
to
yourself too. You don't have to be told.
Yeah, it's more fun that way. It's like dating a black woman. It's exactly like dating a black woman.
Okay.
It's good. It's loving. It's a little bit bitter.
Yeah.
They had a right to be, man. She's had shit happen in America. Let's don't make it morbid.
No, let's you have to find fun in the morbidity, or what's the point?
Yeah. No, we talk about a lot of random stuff. We really didn't prep either one of you guys
great.
with subjects or anything like that because we kind of just see where it goes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have different people in a room, and sometimes you can say the exact same thing, but it's going to trigger somebody differently. Either
Right.
like a happy memory, or maybe like, oh damn, they did that in the 90s. That's when that happened.
I don't have much memory left from the 90s.
Yeah.
Did you had a good 90s?
No, not necessarily. 90s was, maybe the tail end from 97 to like 2004 was a good 3.
What was happening in 96 that you don't want to talk about?
Nothing. 96, I was a freshman in college.
Oh, that's great.
Right. And
The whole
so
world's light ahead of you.
Yeah, it just wasn't. I hadn't. You don't find out who you are. You don't know who you are. You didn't know at 19, but I definitely didn't know at 17 or 18. But at 19, I joined the fraternity, and at least then I had some like-minded individuals.
Right.
And it got fun. Like life got.
Sense of
Remember I was telling you the
identity.
story when we got arrested for hazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all of that started in 97, and it just snowballed to a really
You were what is known as a national celebrity in some places.
more like a national.
Wait. What was your group's nickname?
So the name is Cap Alpha Psi.
Right.
The nickname was Noops, N-U-P-E-S.
NUPS.
Yeah.
But when you got in trouble, what was the nickname they gave you?
Oh, Georgia State 5.
The Georgia State 5. Usually when you hear about these dudes, they're behind bars and some shitty musician has to get them out.
Yeah.
He's still here.
It was Georgia State 5. I look at it now.
was
Now
me,
it'd be worse.
Jason Veritek. Doma.
But it was hazing. It was misdemeanor hazing. It wasn't like we were just out, raping people.
You guys weren't
What?
just hooligans.
No,
Yeah.
it was a point. It was a purpose to it. Think about it like this, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of an event where Masons get in trouble for hazing?
No.
No, that's how much power they have.
See?
They haze every day, all day. Police officers haze every day, all day. The armed forces haze every day, all day. It's just, they have high enough people in the pecking order where shit mysteriously goes away if something happens.
I mean, as a person sitting one building away from the Masonic temple, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know people, that are Masons. It's another level, man.
I'm fascinated. You know what? I'm just fascinated with the way that people click up in the various ways that they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so that I'm always fascinated to see what brings people together, whether it's if it's a faith perspective, it's a business perspective, it's a worldview perspective, however they come together. It's just like the fact that they are, because inside of this organization is just the sharing of information.
Yeah.
And in a world where we all want to be just diving into the phone and be everything for everybody, it's like, no, you get to have face-to-face interactions with, like-minded people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. I have no knowledge.
That was a really solid bluff. It
That
was
was-
like he said a lot of words. There was a point in there.
That's what I need.
But he's
This is my inner
confident.
critic right now. You have to be confident in what's happening, because what other setting could you have? You want to go through life not
Timid
knowing what's
fear.
going on? You want to go through life timid fear? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
What's funny is that is so American. Like, even if I don't know anything. I'm gonna confidently pretend like I do.
Okay. So really though,
Look, I'm not
be
putting
honest.
myself in situations where my inability to know what the fuck's going on is going to get me hurt. All right? All right? I'm just saying I can walk into a sporting goods store and be like, where are the bats? You know what I mean? You can say shit like that.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, this guy needs to go get a bat. You know what I mean? It's fine. Or just don't. I don't know. Just be scared your whole life. Go to work on Monday and keep paying your bills. It's going to matter.
It's gonna matter.
It's going to matter to somebody.
Oh God.
Anyways.
It was a solid rant.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was-
what
that
other
was
is
good.
there's nothing but solid rants, dude. And
Yeah.
the silence in between that builds the solid rant.
Well, we just had probably 30, 45 minutes of conversation out there that probably could have been recorded.
Yeah.
Right. I assume it was being recorded. We all have cell phones. Somebody was listening to that
Hey,
shit.
speaking of that,
Bro, the NSA has that shit right now, and they're combing the documents. It is inside Anthony Weiner's laptop with the rest of the Hillary Clinton Foundation as South Korea falls. That's just basically my tinfoil Monday.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm just prepping for the end.
so Kyler, you got the iPhone over there, right?
Yeah.
So this is the new thing they got now, where if it's plugged up, supposedly only if it's plugged up,
I just heard about this.
you can say, "Hey Siri," just out the blue, not push any button at all. That means when it's plugged up, it is fucking listening.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you catch that? You
Voice
can say, "Hey
activated.
Siri," and say, "Hey, find the local pizza joint."
Right.
How about this? "Hey Siri, why the fuck are you listening to my conversation?" Right?
I mean, it's-
Mind your damn
yeah.
business.
Sometimes they talk back.
You don't have to have a cell phone.
Sometimes-
You don't have to have one.
Yeah.
You can live in a community that's walkable, and you don't even need cars.
Yeah,
You
you're
just
right.
need food
Yeah.
and shelter. But if you want to plug back in, that's where it happens.
That's where it happens,
That's it.
right there.
You know,
Make
you're,
a choice.
yeah, you're suckling at the teat of some beast.
Yeah.
That's what this is. It's great. Like I said, they're building this. All right. My friends in virtual reality are building this. They are going to make this. And once you make this, if you made this from the understanding that this was an all listening thing, the way this device is, that's exactly what they're going to build.
Yeah.
And that's what we're living right now in the simulated environment.
So
That's real shit.
how many years away from like that second part of the Matrix?
We're in
movie
it
where
now.
Everybody's
We're in it
the pods
now.
already.
We're in it now. We're
Okay.
in some version.
The better
We-
question is, how
Was
far
it
are we away?
96?
No,
whenever it
dude.
happened?
Like, here's the thing. It's once you understand, like, just from a logical standpoint, the fact that we can simulate environments to the level we can based on our timeline of information means that millions of years in the future of this same evolving process is the ability for that civilization to do the same thing much, much earlier. So it's like millions and millions and millions to one that this is actually organic time wave zero. and now you know. And now you know.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Go have a salad and work on your cardio and have a good time. Fucking who cares?
Yeah.
Bank of America put
Blew
out
my
a
mind.
press release that said 20 to 50% chance that we are living in a computer simulation. You think Bank of America is just sitting around and going, "Hey, you know what would be funny? What if we just said something about the simulation and see how it affected the markets?" Because inside of the simulated reality is another simulated economy. And those fuckers are going to be working on both sides. And I'll have a debit card for both. I don't give a shit. And have fun.
Do you have a pamphlet or something?
No.
Some more literature? No, dude.
Just look around. It's a fucking goof. You were living inside of a fucking knock-knock joke. That is all this is. Now you know. Follow Jesus. He's got all the answers.
Is Jesus in the reality or
He's
no?
at absolute time
Is
wave
he?
zero because he's what protects us from the wrath of God.
No, he's
When
an
God
IT
looks
guy.
at us at the end, if he sees Christ, he's like, all right, you get to be in the next reset of the digital reset because
Right.
you're a good piece of data that moved on.
And if not,
you want
get
to, if
deleted.
you want to conceive that metaphorically at
Right.
that level,
And if not, you get deleted.
and if not, who knows?
Control,
You
alt,
go
deleted,
you go into some
taskmaster.
other
Yeah.
you go into some other level where if you want to plug back into this, you do this at your ability to buy, and then that's why you see people who are out living crazy experiences right now.
because they had the ability to do
I have no idea how it works, dude. All I've figured out. I've figured out the salad part and the fucking cardio part. That's the only thing.
You do your part. I've done mine.
That's it. You only got to work on your own temple. That's it. So don't let religion just get out there into the masses and try to control, because ultimately the only path is yours inward to find or remove your the ego of whatever this is, and just be the eternal being you've always been. That's it. How's that beer though?
Really good. It tastes like a strong black one.
There we go.
No, okay. All right. Anyways, this is on, right?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
None of this is real. Even when I say none of this is real, none of this is real.
We actually didn't plug anything in.
Oh, see?
When do you think we get to the point where civilization realizes that none of this is real?
Well, philosophically, what happens?
Can we? Are we too far gone from that?
No, because philosophically, the point is you're gonna find yourself in a simulated reality, and you're not gonna be able to differentiate.
Okay.
So what happens when you realize that you're no longer able to differentiate? How does that work backwards through everything your experience you've ever had? Because it's gonna be a paradigm shifting experience. Do you know what I mean? In the same way when you lock into that singular thing, it's like pop, pop, everything changes. No, you guys just don't sit around and think about this all the time.
No,
you guys fucking need better internet searches.
I don't ever think about it. I live a busy life.
He likes UFC.
Yeah, well, great. That stuff's I don't know.
Fuck you.
What's wrong with that? I'm a fan.
Maybe I got a little too much brain damage from getting hit in the head for all these years.
He does.
How many concussions have you had?
7.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's not just.
Is that like hits of acid, where if you've had more than like 2, you're legally insane?
I would have no idea.
If you commit a crime, could you argue like, well, I played a lot of football as a kid,
right?
Or would they throw the book at you?
I don't know.
It depends on how much money he has to get a great lawyer.
Okay,
it depends on what I'm getting in trouble for.
Yeah.
If I punch somebody and the cops come, that's super illegal for me. Because I have a professional boxing.
It's okay for you, dude. You
Oh, you literally have a license to whatever.
Promise me.
Yeah.
You're not a 007, but you're the MMA version of a 007.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right.
Yeah. So
do you have to register when you're?
Does that mean if you choke somebody out, you get less time than if you use your standing game?
No, I think it's the same, because either way you could kill somebody.
Yeah.
But a normal person.
I'm just saying, like you would only.
If it's a knockout versus like,
you would only use it to defend yourself, or if somebody was being a real dick.
Yeah.
Right.
At what point though can you defend yourself? Like what? For instance.
Oh, that's right. Do you have a different threshold of defending yourself because you have
a
this
different
thing?
level?
I've been in plenty of street fights.
Okay.
Right.
And I've in the cops.
Why is Larry Merchant such an asshole?
That's for you. Kind of. That's your.
I don't know. I watch YouTube, and I don't like what I see.
Yeah. But the street fights. Yeah, I've been in street fights. Shit, I got in one 3-4 weeks ago, and it was at a bar, and it was self-defense.
Oh.
One guy was being very disrespectful to a woman.
Yeah.
There's a minor rumble.
And there was 2 of them.
How many Confederate flags was he wearing?
He did have a beard, and I don't know if it was a skullet. Because he had a hat on.
Yeah.
But it was.
But you knew it was faded.
Yeah.
Something was hanging out back
Crypt
there.
Keeper.
When I punched him, his hair was like whipping in the wind because he was like
his
Razor
Ramon.
Oh, so I want to hear the story, man. So what happened? Yeah.
Oh, so I was talking to these 2 girls. We were at this Irish bar down the street.
Yeah, I never go to those.
Yeah,
What?
they're fun. They're fun. They got good beer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can't leave.
Jameson flows.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a good band. I even talked to them. We're gonna have to schedule a podcast with those guys. They're a local comedy band.
Yeah.
And anyways, talking to the girls, and the 2 guys come up with another girl, and the 2 girls that I was with wasn't really showing the attention to those 2 guys that they wanted.
Okay.
So he said something about like popping her in the mouth.
Oh.
And so she.
I like Wichita. He goes right to it.
She can take care of herself. I mean, I don't know about beating his ass, but
Right.
she handed him his beer and said, "You can leave." He didn't want to leave.
Okay.
So I come around the table and I go, "It's probably just a good idea if you and your buddy leave.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to.
Yeah.
He pushed me.
Wow.
So I
Shit.
punched him, and his head hit the back wall.
Right. You
Mirror
threw it right.
shattered.
Oh.
The mirror
Did
shattered.
you fake the jab, or you just came right with the haymaker?
I was standing just straight. My hands were down to my side.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So you just threw it. You
Do
just
the
threw it
draw.
right. Okay.
yeah, like a quick draw.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wider. Bam.
Yeah. And the dude's head snapped back and hit the wall.
Yeah, he's
Hit the
dead.
mirror.
There's a mirror.
But
on
his
the
buddy come running at me. His
Yeah.
buddy's 6'4", built like a fucking truck.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do here.
Yeah.
He
back.
swung at me,
150.
and I just pushed his forearm.
Yeah.
When I pushed his forearm, he spun. So I put him in a chokehold. And
Oh.
I was like, I will break your fucking neck
Oh.
if you move.
That's great.
Wow.
And so then the owner and the bartenders come up. They split us up.
Yeah.
And the other two got kicked out.
Yeah.
We just kept drinking.
Nice.
Yeah.
The owner saw the whole thing happen, and
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
girls are regulars, so he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, hey, blah blah blah."
Yeah, yeah.
And
There was
we
only
got
30
free
free
drinks
drinks
all
for the
night.
rest of the night.
Nice.
There's only 30 minutes left.
You're like Dalton
I
from,
apologize.
Roadhouse.
I thought you'd be bigger.
But I wear skinny jeans. I was about to kick him in the face.
That's great. When you put on the skinny jeans before you leave the house, do you already know you can't kick somebody in the face? Does that bum you out? Because that's
Well,
like part of your arsenal.
Absolutely.
That's
If
why
I
I
have
gotta
to,
lose.
I'm
Yeah.
ripping the jeans.
Yeah.
No shit.
I'm
But they
ripping.
say in a street fight, you almost never use your legs anyway.
I love using my legs.
Do you?
Yeah.
Even in a street fight?
Yeah, yeah. When
Really?
somebody's walking towards me, I love kicking, like just not even kicking hard, but putting my foot right on the front of their kneecap,
Yeah.
pushing in, and when they lean forward,
Boom.
uppercut them.
Oh,
It's a wrap after
Yeah.
that.
man.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's like you guys came out to have fun, but now you're gonna take a nap.
Yeah. Now you're gonna wake up with a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To wake up, they won't even remember.
Yeah. Somebody will be telling them, like,
Yeah.
dude, you got knocked the fuck out.
I'm sitting here like horrified that this is a real thing that happened. At the
Yeah.
same time, I will watch fist fight videos on YouTube
All day
for
long.
hours.
All day long.
If someone's getting fucked up on a bus,
Yeah.
it's my
Oh, that'd be
jam.
great.
Hey,
Yeah.
and speaking of, that was so bad. You remember when the girl
You're
got
going
knocked out?
to jail now.
Boo! Am I the only one that smiled a little bit on that part, man? I was like, look, if you spit at a
I was
person,
just, I mean, I was just sitting there. I was watching this thing and I was like, oh my God. Like,
you guys know what we're
that's-
talking about?
No.
I don't even know what you would Google to find it.
We can find it. Look, we're gonna find this thing.
The thing is, like, when I saw that for the
we'll
first
be
time,
lazy. We'll post a video later.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we can
Perfect.
hold the audio right up to this.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Give
God.
the people at home a little taste.
The thing is, it's like
They might know.
You're on the bus.
They definitely.
you're on the bus.
Go.
Yeah, you're like, just realize you're on the bus. You fucking realize that people are around you that can fucking do some damage.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So
be a good person.
a girl is this is it. Look, I spit girl gets hit on the bus. First thing comes out, bus driver punches girl in the face. So
The thing
first
is,
thing, it wasn't even the second. First thing.
It's just the confidence of where this dude comes from, where he just has the ability to throw this punch.
Yes, but
He just summons
Like,
it.
This isn't your first time ever throwing this
That
kind
punch.
of punch
Look,
in
man,
your life.
if you're driving a bus, some things have gone wrong.
You have fucked up a lot of people.
Yeah,
I've been in
something-
a fight on a Greyhound.
Really?
Oh,
I
that's
took
the
a Greyhound
worst.
to Miami. Those are the worst.
Where did your head end up?
Where did my head
I'm
end
just kidding. It was a lost luggage joke.
up?
Just kidding. You know, I'm always because I don't know. I'm trying to limit the amount of Greyhounds I have to sit on a yearly basis. And, and this year I'm celebrating. I took my last one, and you just spend the whole time going, "Fucking people die on here." You know what I mean? This guy stood up at the front of the bus and gave us a 5-minute lecture about why peeing on the seat is wrong, and then had to invoke all of our mothers that we would never pee on our mother's seat.
Mm.
And within 20 minutes of us going, some fucking guy had already pissed on the seat.
Oh God Almighty!
And
God Almighty!
after the lecture,
Mm.
it's like
It's so this thing is the girl is their bus driver and a girl is on the bus and she's arguing with him for something.
What
Right.
grade? No.
No, it's a great question.
that's
Probably
really
third.
funny.
Just
But-
punched a high score.
But she there's
should be
something there.
allowed to.
There's something there with and look, I got a daughter, so I'm not saying it's okay to hit a woman. What I am
No,
saying
God,
though,
no.
I'm not suggesting that. What I am saying is though that women,
There's that.
you can't feel like because you know that it's now socially unacceptable to hit a woman. You can't use that to your
Yeah.
advantage and start hitting
can't play
men.
that
You
card.
can't invoke that, man.
No.
So she spit on an old black guy that probably went through civil rights. It probably triggered something.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm dead ass serious. She spit on
yeah.
an old man and oof. She won't do that again.
I know my personal lesson in that situation is to walk away.
Hold it up
All
to
right.
you.
Oh, let me turn it up. There you go. So he got grandkids.
Sounds like Uncle Ruckus. I'm listening to the spit.
Oh, see. Here you go. Watch this. Watch this. Here it comes. Oh!
Oh shit!
Swagger.
World star hip hop, of course.
Did you see that? Hold on, we gotta rewind that. You going to jail now? Look, so she spit on him.
Just the way he staggers up, like he knows exactly how it's gonna play out.
She hits him and oh, see, she hit him.
Oh, she hit him.
Oh,
It was like the bottom of the jaw too.
Like a Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
yes. Oh
Was-
man.
When you get your fucking jaw clicked like that,
Oh.
that's a life-changing moment. You now have a new perspective on your newfound reality.
Well, it's like
And you look around and you go,
anybody could do
oh,
that to me.
Oh,
That's just a thing that can happen.
that
it's
can
like,
happen.
it's like dropping your golf bag and all your clubs are laying around. You're like, nah, I can't do a damn thing right now. I have to pick up the pieces and put them back together.
Oh,
It's real.
that's when from here on out you're a peaceful warrior. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens like that. And you're like, man, bring it in. Come here. We don't need to fight, man.
I'm such a calm person when it comes to altercations.
Sure.
Like I always try to either talk my way out of it
Yeah.
to the point where there is no talking my way out of it,
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
or I like to offer somebody a drink
Yeah.
or choke them out and threaten them to break their
you
fucking
have two ways to go about it. Would you like a drink? Or would you like to go to bed?
Yeah.
neck.
What is that?
Exactly. You came out to have a good night, but
Yeah.
you look like you're going to bed early. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's your option. We can weigh these back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
I've been so fortunate. I don't know. Do you guys have that spidey sense when you know something's going to happen in the room like 15 seconds before it does?
Yeah,
And you
you
when
can
it-
smell the.
I don't know.
change in the air or
Something always. There's always a sound that's incongruent to what's happening in the
Yeah.
room, and that's where you know that something's up. You just leave because like that, whatever they're working out is what they're going to work out.
Yeah.
You can't go white knight it.
No.
You're going to end up with a chair shot.
Dude, let me tell you this
and
story.
then your life's changed because you didn't make the good decision when you knew it.
Yeah. I mean, this really happened, man. It's about a year ago. I had to do a show in San Bernardino, other side of Riverside County.
Your
It's a
career
bad
is on
area.
fire right now.
Oh, God.
Who's
And,
drinking?
You know, I go do this show and I
Tecate.
had a good set. Now I'm sitting outside.
Of course, you had a good set. You crushed San Bernardino.
Is there any other kind of crush?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm sitting outside having a black and mild, and I'm just noticing the parking lot is like one way in, one way out. A lot of cars are stopping, listening to music, like a scene from Boys in the Hood.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah.
And I remember I was with my buddy of mine who's from out of town named Marcus, and I just looked around and I said, "Let's get out of here."
Nice.
So we leave, right?
Yeah.
Next morning, I'm getting dressed. I look at the news. 14 people got shot.
No shit.
Like 10 minutes after I left. I knew it. I saw it coming. To your
Yeah.
point, the spidey sense. I said, this is going to turn out bad. The place is closed down now,
Yeah.
as it should be, right? But that shit happens, man. If you're connected and you just connected with your environment, you can tell when some shit is getting ready to go bad.
For sure.
Yeah.
Context clues.
Yeah.
Just looking around.
Especially now with how much common ire people have, you're going to find people
Yeah.
congregating together in this same way. So there's going to be a lot of protesting
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
The level of rhetoric and all of that has just been vamping us up to where violence seems to be the only answer that's left.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
The
Or fortunately,
easiest-
depending on what side of that
easiest
equation
answer.
you're on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's all about egos and self-esteem issues.
Right.
Most of the guys here,
But you
Oh,
never
same.
hear anybody getting beat up at the library. You know what I mean?
well,
So there's something about this situation that might be driving it. That's just the human interaction in there. Like my grandfather said, nobody goes to the whorehouse to play the piano.
Your
Just-
grandfather was a great man.
Yeah. Fucking lived
What
on a
else did he
roof.
say?
Yeah.
No, I think you're right though. I think you mix ego, self-esteem, and alcohol, and it's a bad mix.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
for
it's
sure.
a bad
because
mix.
there's some great bars here, and the nightlife is
Oh, I like the nightlife, baby.
yeah.
Cars.
It's
the
incredible.
cars.
But,
That's the cars internet.
yeah.
Rico Kasich.
But there's been nights
I'll
where I
choke
choose
somebody
not
out
to
at
go.
a Starbucks.
There's a
though.
shooting.
I'm just
Starbucks.
I'll choke
I
somebody.
can't drink no
I will
coffee.
choke a jittery motherfucker out at a Starbucks. I didn't drink caffeine for 180 days.
Wow.
And you could walk into a Starbucks uncaffeinated and feel the difference in the people who are in that room.
Yeah.
If you don't have caffeine in your system for that much time and you walk into an environment that's only caffeine,
Yeah.
you can feel the difference.
You think you
You
could
feel-
knock
you could
somebody
feel-
out that's drank one of those?
What do you just a grande
So
coffee?
caffeinated, you just punch them out. They're still ready to go.
I don't know. I
so
mean,
much caffeine. in the
I
system.
think as far as I feel like as far as getting punched in the face goes, having a full-time job is probably just as bad.
Yeah.
Except the full-time jobs, you got to do it over and over and over.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's just good. Put your balls up on the thing. Whack.
Yeah.
Show up tomorrow. Whack.
If I could get punched in the face for a living, I would probably do it over working.
That's really funny.
Overworking. Yeah.
Which is what I
You kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
kind of.
Would you really? Just every day?
I
Just
wouldn't.
one slug?
Well, not every day, but I
Yeah.
mean,
What would,
once a
that, what,
week.
would that, what would that conversation be like before you? How's your morning going? Good.
Just take
Good.
it. You
How's
just walk
breakfast?
in and take it.
You just that
You
was
just
it.
walk in and take it, man.
Well,
You
the
get used
email
to it.
beforehand, I would say, I don't want you to tell me that, hey, I'm about to punch you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see it happening. I want to
Yeah.
be
Right.
walking down the
Walking through
hallway.
the door.
And just get haymakered out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
exactly.
Who are you,
Like the
Johnny
knock-
Knoxville?
Exactly.
Oh,
Like the knockout game. Those people that just walk around.
Yeah, that's not
That's-
cool.
That's
Have you
what I
seen-
want to happen to
Terrible.
me if I'm going to.
if you had to do it, yeah.
If
Have
somebody
you
can do
seen
it,
those
yeah.
though?
Yeah.
That's not cool at all, man.
It's
No,
retarded.
it's retarded. It's not cool at all, man.
That's why, like, I walk around downtown. I randomly just dodge just in case somebody's behind me trying
Yeah.
to punch me.
Yeah.
Just like this.
Wait,
You
what?
just-
That's an idea you have?
Yeah, that's what
I keep
do.
my eyes out
Yeah.
now. I keep my eyes
I'm
on
like ducking. back
if
and
somebody's coming from a side or whatever.
Just bobbing and weaving?
I'm
What time
so
you got?
glad I don't pay attention to.
I work on my
as
golf
much
swing,
shit as
I'm
I
saying.
should.
Yeah, no,
That,
you're
that's
probably.
a legit thing.
It's a
Knockout
legit
game,
thing.
People just walk
I mean,
right
it was-
behind somebody and tagging them.
It was more popular maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I haven't heard
Right.
too much about
Some
it
lady,
recently.
some old lady, some guy came up, punched her,
Yeah.
didn't knock her out, so you know he's a bitch.
Yeah,
She pulls out a gun.
And shoots
She pulls out a gun and shoots
Good for
two of the
her.
guys.
good for her.
I think I heard that
Yeah.
actually.
yeah.
If
But
you
it's,
look up on the internet, the knockout game, people are just walking up behind people like normal. They'll just walk right past them and then turn around, just
boom. It's not
Yeah.
cool.
Sleep.
I do my best to not pay attention to that shit. Like the last thing I really remember that I thought was just completely fucking stupid. People were doing a thing called, it was like galloning or something, where they'd go into a grocery store and take the cap off 2
Oh.
gallons of milk
And just
and just throw it up in the air and let it like.
Oh,
drop.
man, I remember
Yeah, I
that.
saw Or
And it was
planking.
called galloning?
Yeah. That's all the internet is. It's hey, what verb
I've never
are you
heard of
doing?
that.
And add ing.
I don't
to
know
it.
what the Harlem Shake is.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Harlem
Fucking-
Shake was
I've
kind of
won the
fun for
internet.
that first
Harlem
week or
Shake
Won
so.
the internet.
It was fun for
I
that
love-
first
I-
From the beginning.
I base my reality on how much stupid shit I've never heard of.
How about the Running Man Challenge? You heard that
I'm
one?
vaguely
Dude,
there.
They did
I
that
can-
at our
based
jail.
on
Did they?
every other challenge. What
At your
happened?
jail?
They did the Running Man challenge with all the people from the jail.
Oh, in Wichita.
Is
Yeah.
the jail the name of your MMA gym?
I wish.
Oh, okay.
That
That'd
would be
be
a great
really
name.
cool, yeah.
Would it? Someone
It-
someone
did-
make $1 million.
It is a
on that.
local hangout.
Yeah.
We actually have our me and my brother, we own our own gym
Nice.
over in
Oh, no shit.
We're right in the middle of the ghetto.
Black Shark.
And what we do is we
What's it called?
Black Shark Muay Thai.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
And we like to
Wow.
what
Do
we're
you
trying to
train.
do.
Do you teach as well?
I mean, I haven't been there in a couple of days.
I don't really like the place,
I like how
but
you said that.
But what we're trying to do is there's a school right over there. So
Mhm.
what we want to do is, and we're right like the projects, like these
Yeah.
apartment complexes that are just they're dirt.
Yeah.
We want to try
Well,
to
that's
get,
good because if they want to continue fighting and working on their stand-up game and their ground game, the lights are always on all night. So it's
Yeah.
nice that it really feels like that daytime vibe.
We'd like to set up an after school deal so they can come
You
there.
should totally do it.
You should
man.
set up a
I'm
school.
serious. That's
Yeah.
good.
You should
Start
set up
our
a
own
school
school.
first and then set up the after school because I don't think they have a school. Like,
Yeah,
well,
it's not real
if
school.
you did that, boom, you get them on 2 things. It's like you're getting them shampoo and conditioner. 2 in 1.
Yeah.
Get the before school and the after school.
and
Before
get school.
school,
Now
huh?
you're 3-in-1. You're like all those Suave products I can't
Oh
afford.
shit! Body, shampoo,
You've got
and
it, everything.
conditioner.
I do work a full-time job too.
No, you should do that, man.
Wow,
Yeah, it's
You
really
should
cool.
100%
so
I
great.
Yeah.
Can you get grants from the government if you do something like that?
I don't know.
You should look
Be
into
cool.
it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
You
As
can
a,
probably get some type of
I
loan.
guarantee you can, as far as a what's the word I'm looking like a mentorship
Yep.
Yeah.
program.
Like a
I-
big brother, big sister.
I
You-
guarantee
yep,
it, man.
Big brothers, big
Yeah.
sisters. Exactly.
And President Obama is huge on
Loves it.
I better get him now then.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Well, Clinton,
Dude,
Dude,
Clinton
he's
was
gonna
one
be
of those
he's gonna be the next president for the next 2 years. I'm calling it right now, dude. Obama is the emperor, and I will vote
The
for him.
emperor.
Extend
I
it.
will vote for him forever.
Oh,
He's my
God.
dude. He makes me laugh, and I'm kind of into what he's into.
I will say
Let's
this
get 'em
might
on
be
the
a
line.
little scary to some people, but I have Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I play Madden NFL
Yeah.
11.
Mhm.
It's like 7 years old because the shit's expensive. People aren't going to change that much over the time, right?
Sure.
So I'm playing that, and every time I get into a Super Bowl game, like right now the year is 2022 or something.
Uh-huh.
If you win it, you get to go to the White House.
It's still Obama.
Still Obama.
Nice.
Dictatorship. People don't realize he's just going to be the president for the rest of the time.
Doesn't
I've
he just
already
have to
seen
wait
it.
out a term and then he can go
No,
back?
you couldn't. You could never go back again. Can you?
I've said
think-
this
I don't know.
before on my show. If you read the Prince by Machiavelli, he says it can only go from a republic to a monarchy, and that's it. And the time of whatever history is swings back and forth, and we are leaving republic land, and we are through this co-opted of two families running this government. We are now going into the one final family, which is Obama, and I am fully into it. Fuck yeah.
Can we just have one president for the rest of our lives?
You can. We might decide that on the 8th when everybody fucking burns this country down because they're so pissed.
Yeah, they're gonna be angry on the 8th.
Yeah, the
They're gonna be-
revolution.
You know why they're angry?
The revolution will be live streamed.
Yeah, yeah.
Believe that.
This is why they're gonna be angry though, is because news organizations are telling them that they're gonna win. Like they really believe
That's some.
that
That's
Trump
some.
is. That they really believe. Like remember when
Wait.
when-
Who are the media is
Like
telling?
9
Who's
months
doing
ago?
this?
News
Oh,
is telling
they've
their
got the
people-
hottest chicks, and they've got the. Well, that's it.
Yeah, but they're, but these
They
people believe
also
it.
have those big like green screen things
Yeah.
in the back.
And so they don't believe any. Like I was watching this morning when I was getting dressed. They were interviewing an old guy out in Nevada, and the guy says, "No, I'll take it back. It was in Texas." And the guy says,
Same.
"Same thing." And the guy says, "Do you think Trump's gonna win?" He said, "Yeah." He said, even though he's down in the polls by like 7%, and he says, "Yeah, it doesn't matter." He said, "What it is there's a lot of people that aren't willing to tell you they're voting for Trump, but on election day
Which
they're
I
gonna do
could-
it."
I
Right.
could kind of see that.
But 11% were right. Like that's a big number.
Now we're finding that they're even skewing where they're going to get the numbers, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can then skew the data to
Yeah.
sell whatever they're selling on both sides.
On both sides.
Because they're just selling. They're just selling the idea that whatever this is how it's happening. It could be rigged. This is why you should vote because your freedoms or whatever. And everybody's invested in the level that they're invested. The whole thing's been. Look, Trump's going to smash the general, and then Hillary's going to win the electoral college. Everybody's going to freak the fuck out, and then that's it. And it's fine.
yeah.
You're still going to be watching NFL games fucking 5 days later.
The
Yeah,
next
2 days
week,
later.
You know,
Is
a
there-
couple of those
yeah, there's
stadiums
a
might
Thursday
be
night
on.
Thursday
A
night.
couple of those stadiums might be on fire, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's the way I see
we
it.
will rebuild.
My life's not going to
I'm telling you right now, if you
Yeah.
don't have money
Regardless.
invested in a magnet company with the next catchphrase that rebuilds America, I don't know, whatever you want it to be, go to one of these Chinese companies, you go on this Alibaba
Etsy,
and you start
Amazon.com.
your Etsy store and then you sell these fucking magnets because we're going to have to rebuild this garbage pile again and we're going to need some dumb catchphrase like November 8th, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's it.
November the 8th.
November 9th,
Yeah.
rebirth.
Yeah, it's going to say November 8th. This car is automated and nobody owns it.
November 9th. Begin again.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
That's it. I like a positive new beginning.
In the beginning, it was 2000,
Yep.
whatever. All right.
We're about to come up with our own little money maker right here on
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't care. Money's stupid.
I don't
Yeah,
have-
but
I don't
it's
have any.
still
So.
like vaguely cool.
You have 80 jobs. How do you not have any money?
Yeah,
Take
80
care of 2 sons. That's
2 kids,
yeah.
own my home,
Oh, yeah.
bought a car.
Oh, they got you. They
Yeah,
got you at every level.
government.
Good for you.
I got a pretty dope pair of Vans on, but these were a
Do you
Christmas
own them or are you
present.
paying
From,
them off still?
Two
no,
teams.
Christmas present from 2
Two
years ago,
teams,
though.
two
So like,
different directions.
I'm gonna run them into the ground.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man.
I believe it.
I'm almost 35
Yeah.
in 9 years.
No shit, you're
So-
35.
No, 9 years.
That's
What do you mean?
say that
9 years?
again.
26.
Oh
You're
yeah, it's okay.
26.
That was gonna say. I thought you were 26.
Oh, God.
But
28.
I've been trying to get
If
my
we're
life
putting a
together.
number
You
to
know,
it.
Your life's together.
it's not like there's a lot more
First of all, I'm here. You've
than
made
meets the eye like a transformer.
You're
You're talking to me, buddy. You have made it.
I booked John.
No,
it was
dude.
one tweet.
First of all, you're in a dope office. All right. So it's as far as podcast goes, you're in the top 1% of all podcasts.
And when he says dope, he
you have
doesn't
a-
mean there's actually dope here.
No, well,
Well-
there is. But I'm just saying, look, here's the thing. It's like on top of
I
that,
have a reputation.
yeah, dude, all we had to do was look at your vans and figure out you're a stoner. That's how that works. All right. So, dude, first of all, your studio's dope. All right. I like what you have set up here. You've made it. This is fine. It's great. It's absolutely great.
Yeah, this is actually.
Who's watching your kids right now?
Are
Are they watching
They're
this
in the
live
car.
on there?
They're in the car.
Oh,
They're on the other end of the video feed, so they hear Daddy's voice,
That's
and it's
great.
like, oh,
They're
He-
all
he's
pumped
just
you
up.
actually had this pumped into the crib on an iPad like a baby monitor. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, they're decent kids.
quality time.
When they have
is
the
hard to
handcuffs
get.
on, they don't really do too much.
Oh my
Right.
god, that's so funny. What a metaphor for America, just handcuffed to a crib. Isn't that what we're doing right now?
We just make it a bigger crib and call it a house.
There you
Now
go.
you can't leave because you got a
CPS is
30-year
headed to my
mortgage.
house right now, probably.
That's funny.
Daddy loves you.
What?
I'm gonna get you back. All right.
That's hysterical.
I think there's a lawyer's office a couple stories up.
Oh, good. Who do you want to sue? Whoever took my magnet idea?
Yeah, you just gave it out for free.
Actually,
You want $1 million?
Yeah,
All right,
this is
look.
live.
All right, look. You want $1 million idea?
Listen up.
This is it. I don't know if you make apps or not. I don't know if you're into aggregating like sites. I don't know if you like all of this. This is my
Algorithms.
idea. You build the algorithm that says the following. Every single dating app, whatever dating app you're into, all of the dating apps are singular lines in the water. All right. And then what you do is you hit the chum button, and the chum button says yeah to every single fish underneath the net where your ship is. And the whole app is called Tuna Boat. And you can fucking make $1 billion on that. And I'll take it to my grave. You would smash on Tuna Boat. You would fucking smash on Tuna
What was in
Boat
that weed?
all day. No,
What
I'm
was
saying-
in that weed,
Nothing,
man? That shit
nothing.
is amazing.
All I'm saying is you should be able to do more with less. And I think as far as these dating apps go, let's be honest, they're only being used one way. So then you premium app it. And then at the same time, if you pay like a lot of money, you can drive the Tuna Boat around to different other networks and then find where the hot chicks are who will put out. I swear to God, they have the algorithm, dude. There's a dude at MIT right now who's fucking building that because he cannot get his
'cause of
dick
you.
wet. I'm just saying.
You just gave him that idea.
I
Go
really-
ahead. Go ahead. Improve society with it.
A really fun B-side to and I know you noticed it just now, to everything that John's saying is I'm just kind of trying to jump on the same wavelength, and then I'll say an adjective that I think he might use. Like I said, algorithm, and the very next sentence he just funneled it right in seamlessly, like it was his own invention or thought. That's just like a fun game. I feel like I've been playing this whole time.
You have
And
to
you're so
understand.
good at it, dude.
You have
You're the
to-
best at John says.
Because, dude, for years, I've just decided that all of the audio around you is supposed to be heard all in real time. And sometimes you could be in the middle of a conversation and somebody 85 conversations back in the restaurant will say something that'll pierce your consciousness, and that person says something and that's the answer, and you just pull in and give it. Because you started to pay attention to reality, not just in a forward back perspective, but in a full 360-degree perspective. So I look at it where you say algorithm, you're doing it as a goof, and I'm going, that's a fucking perfect way to run. Because they're really, all of this shit is built on fucking algorithms. That's all this is. You have to understand that who are built.
It's
Why are they
patterns.
being built? It's patterns. Why are they being built? Right? Why are they being built? Who's building them? And are they doing it for a good purpose or not? Why are you here? Are you here to have a good time and treat people well and love everybody because that's all that matters? Fucking go ahead. None of this is real.
It's still not plugged in.
It's fine.
We've.
This is not
Are
actually not
you
a full
about ready to
functioning
get
studio.
started?
Oh, it's not. Oh, good. All right. And 3.
We usually have an IT guy Oh, here we go.
That's good. Hi.
All right.
Welcome to
the
Wichita's finest public access show. We are 4 dads just trying to work it out on a Saturday. None of our kids are here.
Do you have kids?
God, no.
Oh.
I don't think it works.
I was gonna say, how did he know I have a kid?
That's awesome.
I don't come off as that responsible, do I?
What do you have kids?
One,
Good for you.
it's fresh.
It's what does that mean?
She's 3 months.
Perfect.
Oh,
That's
it's
all.
new.
Yeah,
Oh, see?
pretty new.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Talking
All right.
and walking
She still got
already.
the plastic on her.
Yeah,
Yeah. God
exactly.
almighty.
Still under warranty.
Yeah. Good for her, man.
We did it.
That's such a dad statement. As someone without a kid, I would never think that a human being would have a plastic cup. It's really funny.
Yeah, we were scared to tell, you know, like our parents, like my parents and her parents, because I don't know why, because I'm 28, my fiance, she's 24, 25.
19.
Yeah.
17 and a half. Maybe that's why.
All right, big deal, okay. She's a freshman, but she has a senior reading level.
There we
all
go.
right?
She's really smart.
No, but we were nervous to tell them, and
Yeah.
like we waited until she was like 4 months pregnant.
Yeah.
Like we waited until it was almost time to start showing. Like
Wow.
we were scared they were gonna like ground us and take the kid away or something.
How close are you monitoring that decision where you're like, oh, okay, we have to today, like, or do you like, all right, look, it has to be Saturday, and you have the whole week to plan how it's going to go down?
Yeah,
or you,
no, it was
did
like
it
that.
happen organically? Like,
My family was in Tulsa,
Okay.
and her family lives in Wichita. But her sister, she got sick, and she was having to go to Kansas City to Children's Mercy a lot. So there was like a coupling of things. Like, well, I want to tell my parents in person. And
Yeah.
my sister's about to have her baby. I don't want to
Yeah.
say like we're gonna have a baby.
Yeah.
Still Thunder or whatever the fuck. And you know, her sister was sick, so it
Yeah.
was like, let's just like not tell anybody for 3 or 4 months.
Let's wait this thing out.
Yeah,
Things happen.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. How old was I?
It was a little nerve wracking though. I will say that
Yeah.
because
I was
it's like
35.
something good.
what's
but
your
you
opening
feel like
line?
you
What do you
screwed up.
open with when you have to spill that? What do you say?
Guess who's having sex?
Do you,
Yeah.
oh,
Unprotected. Guess who's putting one in your daughter?
How do you break the news then? Like that's got to be.
What we did actually, we had a visual aid. We got an ultrasound, so there was something physical that they could hold that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Oh,
And just so like here,
you're like strangle this.
yeah, here, just hold on to this really tight.
Yeah.
So just so you know,
As you're backing away.
you're gonna be a grandpa. I'll be right back. I gotta call my mom.
Was her father? Is he a hard ass?
He is.
Is he?
He is.
That's
He's really cool. We've been together for like 10 years,
Oh, okay.
and it took like 7 or 8
To
to get
in.
him to like me.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like at least I had that part on my side. Like,
Yeah. You
At
put in
least there
work.
was that much.
7,
Like, I put
8
in
years?
I put in some ground. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Good for you.
So when
Dude,
does
that's
when does
worth the
marriage
effort.
come into play?
It wasn't as hard.
That's
Yeah.
really funny.
It wasn't as hard at
Solid
first
grenade right
because
there.
he was living in Wichita and I was living in Tulsa, so state line. So it's
Okay.
like, I got to be cordial for a weekend, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
or like your parents are in town, we're going to dinner. But yeah, since her sister got sick, I mean, it's been like that's the kind of shit that makes you wake up and
Yeah.
kind of like you've been saying this whole time, just see what's going on around you
Yeah.
and be like, holy shit, you know, she got sick and it came out of nowhere and she almost died.
Oh.
Like it wasn't like a flu or something.
Yeah.
It's a couple different types of cancer, but
Oh.
it was very serious,
Yeah.
very fast acting.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like,
Is she okay now?
shit. Yeah, she's
Good.
in remission. She's
Good.
doing a lot better. She
Good.
has like, I think just one more round of chemo to do before it's all out. But it was a blood and also a bone marrow.
Okay.
So it's like kind of reoccurring
Yeah.
in a sense, and it
Oh, God.
could, but
What's her perspective on life like?
it's really changed. I mean, she's a beautiful girl. She had really long blonde hair,
Okay.
and I think it really just she's a freshman, sophomore in high school. You know, she
Ooh.
just got her license.
Oh God.
Barely 16, so I think in a way it just made her kind of look big picture. And,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know, I think about whenever I was in high school and, you know, shit would be a big deal because
Oh yeah.
that's the biggest thing that's ever happened
Whatever's
to you at that
happening
time.
to you is the biggest deal.
Yeah, you don't have context to be
No.
like, oh, this isn't that big of a problem.
Right.
And
You don't even know the perspective is possible
yeah.
because no one's taught you that.
And I feel like she just like I hope she has a really good idea
Yeah.
on just life and just the possibilities and, you know, what's fun, what's kind of a waste of time.
Yeah.
and,
Kind of
you know, what's real,
Yeah.
basically.
Or
Right.
important.
I mean, whenever I was in 8th grade, like cell phones were just becoming a big thing.
Oh, could you
And-
imagine?
Yeah, me and my mom,
Fucking watching
my first cell phone, me
clips
and my
of the
mom
A-Team.
shared it.
Wow.
No shit.
Yeah, like she would take the cell phone to work, and then if I would go out or if I'd go to like high school basketball game
Yeah,
or something,
she'd
I'd
give
take
you
the
that.
cell phone so I could call her from the
Yeah,
house
to the
phone,
house
do
phone,
whatever. Yeah. And so it was the Nokia, you know,
Yeah. I know
the
which one you
perfect one, the little
Yeah.
square snake,
Crush
the
snake.
best. Yeah.
Good for you, man.
So yeah, as you're talking about having a real life, I feel like I was right there on that border. Like whenever I got into high school, it's like the razor and like all, you know, cell phones were becoming a bigger part of society, and teachers didn't know how to deal with them in classrooms. And
Right,
stuff
because
like
they had
that.
nothing in their experience
Yeah.
prepared them for having the equal voice in the
A
room.
giant distraction.
Yeah, exactly. they literally was more important than the person that was there to teach you in that sense.
Oh yeah.
Because guess what? You could use the phone to argue with whatever they were saying.
Think
It's
about
facts
this.
against facts.
This is simple but profound.
Yes.
There are no more book reports,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
such thing
Copy
as a
and
fucking book
paste.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Remember, we grew up on book reports. You had to do a book report. We didn't have the internet.
English
Somebody had
class,
done it.
you'd read a book
Yeah,
for like
and-
2 or 3 months or
Yeah.
something, and like the
It's
whole
done.
class would read it together
Yeah.
and shit.
It's done, man.
The
Yeah.
Outsiders.
Yeah, there we go. That's done. It's a wrap.
Sure.
No encyclopedias. The people
I
that
think
sold
they were talking about
encyclopedias are
taking
done.
out math too. This might have been
You
a
can't
couple
take
years
out
ago.
math. What are you
But
talking
yeah,
about? You can take out math.
because I have a calculator.
Yeah, but
It's like you still have to
basic
explain a
math.
calculator.
Yeah,
The battery's gonna die sooner or later.
eventually, man.
Yeah.
You gotta mind it.
Netflix is pretty dope though, right? Like I don't want to make it sound like I'm bashing technology because I do
No.
like Netflix, right?
No, this is the best
Right?
time in the world, dude. I talk about
Yes.
this. I talk about this a lot. Like people, they shit on this generation. They shit on millennials,
Right.
And it's-
Why?
and they do. And I say, look, millennials.
It's to the point where I don't consider myself. I was 1988,
Okay,
so I don't.
You don't-
think
you don't
of
feel like you're in
myself
there?
as a millennial. I feel like I'm, like I said, like that borderline.
I
Like,
mean,
very
Every
close.
single one of us has an equal perspective on the culture as it's happening around us, and then we spend so much time dividing each other into big groups for no reason.
we do.
So it's like we have as much. I have as much to learn about my day from watching a millennial do something that is right in their wheelhouse.
Right,
Because in how they engage that is something that they're doing differently than I'm not.
100%, man.
And you can look at that as, oh, it's different, it's scary, whatever. You'd be like, oh no, or that might be the more efficient way to do something.
Yeah.
Because this kid's been raised with this technology. And they
But
have
I
this
think
perspective.
I think it's cool now, though. I think
It's
it's cool.
efficient.
I think it's cool to shit on millennials. Even Andrew was shitting on himself as a
They
millennial.
have terrible bands.
Yeah, okay,
I'm gonna
fine.
say it right
Your
now.
music-
if you're
Yeah.
fucking, I'm sorry, your band sucks unless you sound like a thrash band from 1987.
Yeah, but we had Vanilla Ice.
we had what?
We had Vanilla Ice. It was.
You
it's
might
al-
have had Vanilla
It's
Ice.
always been shitty music and great music.
I had the song Under Pressure.
My point is, you couldn't have great music unless you had shitty music to compare it to at any point in time in fucking history.
Well, and it's almost like satellite radio. If you listen to the like 50s on 5 or
Right.
whatever, there's so many songs that you've never heard before that are just garbage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they take like the top 20 to 50 maybe out of
Yeah.
a decade,
Right.
and that's what they put on the
That's-
oldies station.
That's
there.
it. Yeah.
But you got to realize in some deep apartment is a woman who's just in dementia and she's having a conversation about 1945 with a Tupperware bowl. And so in that sense, like that music's important and your garbage is like just triggering some memory that she gets to live as she fucking dissipates from this reality.
Yeah. Do your kids play soccer?
My kids do
I thought you were-
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai. They do Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, I'm not.
Oh, what do you teach them about going to school then?
What's school?
What's that?
No,
They're not school yet.
Oh,
They're
not
4.
school yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
They're
saying,
in
but they're,
But
they're
there's
I don't know if it's school as much as like maybe pre-K or something.
Right, there's
do
pre-K.
they have to get a sub license, like a sub boxing license, because they're one level removed from you? You know what I mean? Like,
They're
like
professionals already.
coming. No shit.
They turned pro when they were 3. No, I'm just kidding.
See, I know
Somebody's
so,
got to make money,
dude. I know so little about this. I'm
But-
like, there has to be some honey boo boo face kicking contest
Yeah.
somewhere.
Dude,
in the
so-
middle.
you never heard of Baby Fight Club?
my daughter's soccer group, they give rewards every game. So it doesn't wait to the end. You get rewards every game. You get stickers,
Slice
and,
roll.
and they don't keep score.
For
And
a
there's
second,
always-
I thought you
look,
were going to talk about a bounty gate thing.
No.
They give rewards
if you knock them out.
Take out a girl.
So every Saturday,
Why can't they keep score?
there's a group, but
Why can't they fucking keep score?
every
And I can
Saturday there's a
remember what
group
the
of
score was.
old white dudes that are angry. Like, why the fuck aren't we keeping score?
Why aren't we
Why do we
keeping
need to
score?
give them trophies?
I'm not
They're angry.
I'm not angry. I'm an old white guy. Why are they not? Why are
And they're
not
angry.
keeping
Whenever
score?
I was 12, my
Right.
fucking team went undefeated.
And
Like, how come we're not
dude.
keeping track of this?
Somebody won, somebody lost. Try harder or fucking coast.
They hate
all
it.
right? You fucking learn.
They hate it, man. It's so funny watching them. If you watch, I just watch the old people almost have a fucking aneurysm.
I don't even need
That's
to.
the fun
I
about
don't-
children's sports is
I don't-
watching the adults
Yes.
almost more than the games. I have a nephew who's 9 who plays football,
Yeah.
and it is hilarious watching these kids like basically they're like wrapped in a mattress and they're just like
Yeah.
but the parents are like no.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Did you see that?
The parents
Did
are
you
so
see it?
Oh my
the-
god.
They're
the
about to start
parents
fights.
and grandparents are so
That
angry.
was a first down.
And the first thing they say is, these kids are pussies. In my day,
They're
was blah, blah,
soft.
blah. And I said, no, wait a minute. In your day, you would have a conniption for a Negro sitting beside you in a diner.
Wow.
You spit on him.
Where did-
So calm the fuck down.
Now you going to jail.
Right? It's all perspective. In your day, you were angry if a Negro got in the pool. Ah! Get those kids out of the pool. No, that fucking happened.
God, that's-
So calm down. If we want to give him a trophy, he can have a trophy on game 2. You just got to look at the perspective.
I
You got to
get it.
switch it. Fucking Clint Eastwood. In my day, people didn't get mad
Oh,
when we
yeah.
called them slurs. Yes, they did.
Oh,
They just didn't
shit.
tell
Yeah.
you, Clint Eastwood. They hated it, you know?
Well,
You got to
Hey.
give them something to work for. If they're getting rewards regardless of if they win or lose, they really don't have any motivation to try any harder. It's just
Yeah.
like, well, I'm going to get something regardless.
Look, if we were talking about
motivation is the jersey, like, oh, I got this really cool shirt.
right, but if we're
Has
talking
my
about,
name on the back. Did
if
you
we're
see that?
talking about 8th graders, right? If you're talking about a kid that's 3 or 4 years old, they can't even
Fucking
Yeah.
grow up.
halfway through the. I'm not making this shit up. Halfway through the game, they stop and start picking flowers. You can see the kids. If they see it, this really happens. If another kid,
Which team picks more fucking flowers? I want to know what that fucking number
who's the
is.
best picker?
Yeah.
Dude, so they're running around, right,
That's
whatever.
the B
One of
side of the
the
game.
kids falls and is on another team. One of the kids falls on another team, starts crying. Everybody on the field turns around, sees the kid crying, and goes to help him up. Are you okay?
He's a bitch.
That's humanity.
He's a bitch.
Fuck. What is
And
that?
And how old are these kids?
They're 4.
Yeah, he's a
4.
bitch.
They're 4.
You're 4 years old. You don't sit there and cry.
Oh, he got kicked
I
in the
can't-
face. You
I
know,
can't believe they're playing an organized sport at that early. That
dude,
seems.
it's amazing to see the difference between 3
4
and 4.
years-
Because 3, they didn't even know what a
I'm
ball
going to give you
was.
perspective.
3, they didn't even know what a fucking goal
At
was.
4 years old in 2016, they were acting like this. All right. At 8 years old in 1979, I looked at my father, who gave me a look to let me know that I was going to bean the next kid in the face who went up to the plate. And that's what we were going to fucking do, because the game was fucking necessary that happened. All right. And you don't fucking play the game like that. And we're going to settle a score right now.
I
And
remember
we're doing
games being
shin
serious
music.
as shit.
So wait a
like
minute, you
that.
hit a guy. You were a pitcher.
Oh my, I could do whatever I wanted.
See, I'm on the.
If you
other
can hit
end of
home runs,
that.
you can do whatever you want. So they're like, yeah, we'll throw the fat kid on the mound too, because he's got a good curve. But if I wanted to let one go, I could let one go.
And you could hit a guy.
Yeah. Oh, crush him.
I
Or
was
just
on a-
run one right up and
Oh
then
my
they
God.
throw the bat in the air.
Yeah.
And then you hear somebody chirping off like, what's he doing? And it's like, that's it. And you're just like, he's playing the game again. Now you just work him on the outer half because he's freaked out. He's never going to touch your slider.
He literally just described my
Hitting a
entire
kid.
baseball career.
Yeah.
No, like T-ball, my team went undefeated.
Yeah.
Like I got a baseball at home. It's 1993 Wildcats.
Yeah.
Mr. Excitement. That's what they called me. I don't
That's
know why.
in 1983.
No,
In 1993.
Yeah.
You had a Mr. Excitement nickname.
Yeah, in fact. But
I would rather have a kid get a trophy every day than have a shitty nickname. Real shit.
But then Kid Pitch came around and dude, like I got a ton of fucking hits, but all of it was like the ball just hitting me.
Yeah.
Like, and I was
Is
shell
Don
shocked.
Baylor?
No, it was to the point where like the other team's catcher would be like, he'd say like, "Okay, hey, it's all right, man, you got this." Like, him and the ump are like, "Don't worry about it." And then they throw the pitch. I'm like, "No, oh no, all right, I'm out. I'm gonna. Can I play outfield?"
Can I just play outfield?
Yeah.
I don't want to hit anymore.
My
I'm a magnet.
My parents told me there was one time, your flower picking story got me thinking about this. There was one time we were on the way to a T-ball game, and I was in the back seat, and I spit my gum out, and it like got lodged in my crotch or whatever.
Okay.
We're running late. I'm in the outfield. After a while, my mom sees me out there, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah. Just picking gum out of my crotch. It's like,
Wow.
yeah, let's play, guys. Come on.
Oh, shit.
2 out. 2 out.
That's great. You can't do an outfield joke without Brian Regan's bit just fucking rolling in there.
I don't even know it.
Oh, you got to do first.
I don't know.
First
I know
album.
Ryan.
First album Regan was literally the best thing in the world.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You gotta watch that.
Okay. Is it on Netflix? We gonna get it?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm not in front of a screen enough to know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but if you get a chance to watch that shit,
Do it. What's the name of the album?
I think I don't even. It's his first
just
album.
Brian
It might
Regan's
even
first
be.
album.
It might even just be self-titled.
Yeah.
But for real, dude.
Was that the one that had his pain scale from 1 to 10?
No, that was the
Or was
next
that
one.
a
Yeah,
couple-
or that was a couple later.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That dude's a genius.
Really quick, how long have you guys been doing comedy?
Go ahead.
Oh man, started.
I don't do stand up, but go ahead.
Apparently, I don't.
I'm
either.
a truth teller.
2003 was when I started, but 2007 is when I started taking it very seriously.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was good. Started in Chicago.
How was that starting in Chicago, by the way?
At the time,
Who was like when we went to your first open mics? Who was in that room?
yeah, fuck, I don't even remember. Yeah, I do.
Second City crowd.
No, I was
like that.
South Side Chicago. Dre Davis
Okay.
used to come back, and Deion Cole.
No shit.
They would come. They were living in
Deion
LA.
Cole's in Andy Tribeca.
Is he?
Yeah, he kills it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, they used to come fly from LA to Chicago every Sunday to host the open mic. What was the name of it? Fuck. It was, I can't.
Wait. They had an open mic that was so big they
It was a
flew in
showcase.
once a week.
One of them would fly.
Once a week.
Yeah. They get paid enough to do it.
No shit.
Yeah, man. And so me and a dude named Grady
That's awesome.
would go down and do the open mic. So that was on the south side, and then everything else I did was like north side, like Aurora. I used to go to Comedy Shrine and just find all these open mics. But that was a time before, like the LA culture has permeated the country. So now they think it's cool to have 30 people sign up and do 3 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
It's shitty. It was at that time when I was doing it, it was 11, maybe 12 tops
Okay.
doing 5 to 6 minutes.
No shit.
And it doesn't
That
sound like
seems
it's a
solid.
difference, but that's how you
No, that
create a
seems
bit.
so much. Yeah, it gives you time to breathe.
Yeah.
And just kind of not have to feel like you gotta fucking
That's
like
it. That's
run
exactly
through all
right.
your shit.
That's exactly right. And that's how it started. And so, we do that for 3 to 5 years, and then you get a host gig at Zany's.
Okay.
You start hosting as much as you can.
Right.
And by the way, by the time you're hosting there, you can feature on the road.
Is
at
that
side
where you
gigs.
got your master's degree?
There we
in,
go. From Bert
Zany's
Heights. That's where Bert
University.
gave me the fucking.
That's
He
where
gave
you-
us
that's
the
where
lecture.
You take your lumps.
Yeah.
That's right.
He gave us the lecture. He said, and then I'll stop talking.
No.
He looked at us, and so maybe this is 07, 08, but he said, none of you guys will headline. None of you guys will headline.
Welcome
in
to
the-
he doesn't
in
not
the next-
even welcome to the club.
No.
Just your first line.
Oh no, that's what his first line. But somewhere in there, he's like, I know you guys think you're
Up
the next
fucking
thing.
top.
He's like, but none of you guys will headline within 10 years.
That's
He's
great.
fucking right.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Fucking right. Not at a club. Yeah, you headline a bar show, but
Right.
you do not
Yeah,
headline a
that
club
your best friend
within
produces.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Within 10 years.
I'm going last. I'm the headliner.
Sure.
You know?
Shut up. I called it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, man. He was spot on. He knew what he was talking about. And here we are, almost 10 years later, and
Same thing.
Co-headline.
But he told
Co-headline.
but
You're
it's
doing
like-
it though. You're doing it.
It's like you can look back on that conversation with fondness and just realize how fucking real he was.
How spot on he was.
That's killer.
I mean, this dude.
More people should act like that all day.
Yeah.
Your life would completely change.
Oh, it'd be better.
So your lesson is you live like that all day, and your life will
change.
Absolutely.
But you didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. So you didn't know how right he was. But this guy, he doesn't look it, but he's an older guy. He booked prior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He booked prior to do Zanies. He booked every main dude that you can think of. Carlin.
He got him.
He's
10
the one
or
that
5 years before they.
Well, he's been at the club for 30 some years. So when I say he booked him, he was like, "Hey, Pryor, I want you to come in May 26th through the 29th." And actually back then it was a whole week.
Yeah.
Right. So he's working with these guys. So when he sees me at 24, it's not easy. You're not special, kid. You know what I'm saying? And so he told you, and it's sad, but he told you like that. He told you, it's like, look, you're not special. You have the potential to be great, but right now you're not. And you won't be great for 10 years. Dude, I said this, my picture's on the wall and I don't get booked. My picture's on the fucking wall and I do not get booked there. Doesn't matter.
At least you got that.
At least you got that, man.
I don't need. No.
At least you're on this podcast.
Yeah. Maybe that'll change it.
You made it on the main stage
There
today.
we go.
Main stage pod on Twitter takes one tweet.
Takes one. That was solid. I was at work and I saw that you guys were. I actually saw a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was a week ago, that I saw you guys were going to be there, and I wanted to tweet you then.
Yeah.
But I figured it's a lot easier to make the decision right on the spot when you're in town.
Yeah.
And you're already there.
Yeah.
So that's when I posted that tweet, and I was like, "Why the hell
It's
not?"
the same way you approach people, and you're like, "Would you like a beer? Or would you like me to punch the brain out of your fucking face?"
Exactly.
It's the same way.
My favorite line in
You wait till they're in town.
Everything's striking distance.
my favorite line in Training Days that you want to go home, you want to go to jail.
Yeah.
Make a choice, right?
Oh, that's
What do you
right.
want to do? You want to go home, you want to go to jail. That's pretty much what he's saying. You want to have a beer, you want to go to sleep. Have a choice right now.
That character that Denzel played should be the next president of the United States. That's what we need. We deserve somebody who understands the underworld and can also make shit happen.
Dude,
what a well written.
Such a good movie.
I feel like
dude,
we
that
deserve
movie
a
and
Morgan
Shawshank.
Freeman from 10 years ago.
It's the same guy. Morgan Freeman has been 70 for 40 years. What the fuck are you talking about?
But what I mean is, I think we need the guy who we had before he became kind of like a Black Betty White, almost like a novelty. Like everybody and their mom had, well, you walk into the woods and then, they have a Morgan voice.
Yeah.
I just mean, maybe it's pre Bruce Almighty. Before he came out as God.
You want Morgan Freeman as Crazy Joe from Lean on Me. Yeah. That's the one you want. They used to call me Crazy Joe. Now you can call me Batman.
Yeah. You're going to jail now. That dude is exactly.
That's the Morgan Freeman that would say you're going to jail now. That's the one we need.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
That's great.
John, how long have you been in the game, man?
I don't really consider myself that I'm in stand-up.
Yeah?
No, not really.
Well, I remember I used to live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I remember seeing you at that Looney Bin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
Oh, my.
And,
the horror of what that sounded like.
Yeah.
Ugh. Coming up next, rape, abortion, and murder. Who's drinking on a Friday?
Who's
Promo
ready?
code Gross Closer involving a double-ended dildo on one side, Nancy Grace, on the other side, some other chick from Fox News, as you sang the Cheers theme and did virtual curls. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I would give you a refund.
No bullshit. That is the same intro that the MC gave him that night. Word for word.
It's so funny. Yeah. And I just stand there and just apologize and
Yeah.
just shake my head. No, I've been doing stand-up since like 2008.
Yeah.
I had a year of doing mics that I don't count from like 2000. It was like maybe 2003 into 2004. The Red Sox won the World Series, and I had nothing to be mad about. I was like engaged. The Red Sox had won the World Series. I wasn't mad anymore, and I didn't need to perform.
Yeah.
And what I did is I just started playing music again because I'm a musician. So it's like I was doing bands, And then I just took a break off bands and I did stand up.
Yeah.
And then I took a break off stand up and I did music for like
Okay.
from like 2004. I'm still doing it now. So it's like, but then 2008 I went back into stand up and that's just been the gig.
Yeah.
So I just spend all day doing both.
There's a time in almost every stand-up's trajectory, I guess, that there's the beginning when it's a hobby.
Right.
And you do it as a hobby for fun, and then there comes a time where you click it and you say, okay, this is what I really want to do, or not. And you never, you never progress past it being a hobby. Right. But there's also for the ones that become great, they've clicked and said, okay, I'm doing this every day. I'm studying this set. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure out the intricacies of what takes me from good to great or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I don't count 03 to 07. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was doing it, but between 03 and 07, maybe I had combined, 20 shows. Right. Whereas in 07 now, I'm probably averaging 200 shows a year. Right.
Yeah, easily.
If you count bar shows and shit like that, easy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just learned. I was fortunate enough early enough in that little incubator period when I wasn't really doing it.
Yeah.
Where I got to see some things that really stood out to me as like, oh, that's some people are approaching this level at this thing where you would go to a show and I was just a door guy, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like I get my spots because whatever the best of San Diego was, I was able to do that,
right?
And then get door guy spots, which was better, you know what I
Right.
mean? So at the same time, you'd see dudes who were working coming in. I saw a dude show up and he had a binder and his set, he would listen to his set and he would have the joke names like on a matrix on the bottom of it. And he would rate how the audience popped set to set to set, gauging what he needed to change.
Who was he?
I'm not going to say.
Oh, is he good?
I did that for
How could he be fucking good? He has a fucking Biff from the Back to the Future manual. It's like what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I get it. But here's the thing.
But you respected his professionalism, if nothing else.
I'm like, that dude works his ass off because he's meticulous at that level.
Right.
What can be managed, what can be measured, can be managed.
Yeah.
So he's like, some people just analytically think like that.
Yeah,
They're like, well, that's just. But I remember seeing it and going, wow, that's such a way you can go with this.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm surrounded by my buddy Ray Combs Jr., who is probably the funniest person I've ever seen talk live in a room.
Yeah.
Who would just walk on stage and you didn't know what was going to happen. And it was like fucking bombs going off from the room.
Yeah.
He would just it would just work. So it would be a giant improv. He might have something to work on. And you would just literally, we would be laughing so hard. People would be throwing chairs across the back of the fucking La Jolla Comedy Store, smashing into shit. And it was that kind of ruckus.
Yeah.
That dude was not getting on stage until like 12:30, 12:45 in the morning, 1 o'clock, when you maybe had 2 or 3 audience members left.
And he would still destroy it.
And he was still fucking ripped. So at the same time, you see somebody doing meticulous stuff and then like industry wise, like tick, 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 they're moving up in the order of whatever the business is. And in the same time, you're going, well, nothing exists in what's being made right now that can counter this fucking maniac in this room right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the lesson that I loved learning. Cause I was like, yo, that's the same thing as a guy who fronts a band and walks on stage and within 2 seconds has said something to these kids and the fucking place is going mayhem. It's the same shit.
Did Ray Combs die?
It's his dad. His dad was the host of Family Feud.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's still alive.
Yeah.
Is he killing it?
No, he doesn't do stand up. He's a social worker with the kids.
Why'd he quit?
I don't think because he wasn't into it. He was and for what I understood, it was just he just wasn't into it. Like
it's amazing.
Like
Somebody can be so great, but
he wanted, because the thing is like what he was making was so organic that it's like that was it, and it was like he did. There's like stories in New York of shit this fucking guy pulled off.
Really?
Like, oh, just Google shit. You'll see like comedy nerds on like message boards and shit arguing about whether or not he should have done the blah 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 and how they felt about it and all that shit, because what was happening in the room was maniac shit. That's like it's like one of my favorite rooms like to do in LA. It's Venice Underground and with Boston Jones. It's the same way. And he goes
and Matt.
Yeah, Matt. And they're like, we know we want to see fuckers go down there and prowl that room. Like you're a fucking, like you are literally a wild animal. And I was like, that makes the most sense. Because that's the dude. So you walk in there and it's like, oh shit, this is fucking undeniable. When someone catches that ride and just fucking goes. And it's like, I grew up like in that little period I got to see it. I got to witness it and be like, oh shit, that's fucking possible.
Fuck,
and at the same time, it's like you want that to be your set. No one will fucking book you because you're a fucking banger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you have to balance their set is about balancing the pieces.
Because once you go up, it's you destroyed the room.
I don't care. So I'm already coming from a point of I don't give a shit. Okay? If I ever come back.
But that's how Brunson is, though, too.
Yeah, but I'm very, very much so. You know? Why not? Well, you'd rather say something truthfully to silent people listening than have to fucking go up there and lie and fucking get some cheap pop. Fuck. Who cares? You know?
Yeah.
You have an organic experience. Yeah. You know?
That's good, man.
Yeah, so that's I don't know. So, anyways, I hate comedy and it's fucking bullshit. And book me, and I will make up whatever amount of time you tell me to do. And I'll secretly record it as a podcast.
Just the
whiskeyandthesurfer.com.
There we go.
Just the difference between, I guess, the two different guys that you were just talking about. It, for some reason, it made me think about. I think it's the second Cheech and Chong movie, but it's the one where Cheech goes off and he's trying so hard to find some shit. He's trying to find a bag or something. Yeah. He's going through, he's working hard. He's calling people. He's like hustling around. And Chong just ends up hanging out with some dude. He's like, oh, you want some? Yeah. And it's just that kind of, I want to say the preparation and turning it into a trial versus it being kind of organic and just sort of coming to you. Right. In a sense. I'm not the second guy you described. I can't do that yet. I'm not in that. Well, not with that attitude. Crowd space.
And you never will, kid. Let me tell you.
Not in this simulation.
You have to change. You have to change the words that describe your reality, and then your reality will change.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look.
Have you read The Secret?
Yeah, I'm sure I read all that. I've been in an airport before with an hour to kill. Yeah. Are you gonna buy that Almond Joy or not?
Let me look at the ingredients first. All right, I'll get back to you.
It was pretty organic that you came on the podcast. Like you. Yeah. We actually had a few podcasts. Our very first podcast at Central Standard because we set up there. Travis was the whole reason why we did it. Nice. Yeah. And
that's awesome.
He was on a couple times after that, and now he's a host.
Make sure you order the Wizard of Hops. As someone who I don't party anymore.
He didn't try it, but he's heard it's like a strong black woman. Yeah. Right? Rule of 3.
There we
can't
go.
Say that anymore.
Yeah, we're done now.
I've had my fair share of strong black women.
There we go.
Happy about that.
No, we're talking about you and the organic versus the maybe I don't know what you call the other guy, super analytical.
I feel like it's a difference between having a prepared set and having a transcript or having like a teleprompter. Like I'm going to say this exact thing the exact way every single time.
We know, love, and have worked with comics whose set has not changed that much, but every time they do it, it sounds like they're doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
And that's another skill set to have.
Really in it?
Yeah, because they're very present while they're performing their material.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would.
Or they're coming from a very real and honest place when they do it.
Yeah.
Because they do resonate.
Yeah.
You know, like you see it sometimes, but what you get to watch in that is you get to watch a dude change as the audience changes. Mm. That's where you really watch a show and go, oh, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
You watch somebody really react to the room who their act hasn't changed in that way.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think there's a balance in everything, whether it's drinking, whether it's weed, or whether it's comedy, analytics versus organics. It
all goes hand in hand.
Man.
How come you label me as a nut every time I come on at something out of nowhere? And he just made the same point.
No, but Will Smith. Even I can't believe
you bring in Will Smith.
I'm bringing Will Smith.
Didn't do it black
Will Smith said, I got Jalen Smith with me right now. He just said pancakes are the new Messiah. I'm just kidding. I like that kid on Twitter. I think more people should follow him.
He said if you lean wholly on your talent, eventually your talent will fail you. Right.
And it's the 3-tier.
Right. You got to have talent, but you also have to have preparation and hard work. And don't let John fool you when he talks about organic. This dude wakes up every day and does 3 hours of a radio. Right. And so whether he looks at it like that or not, that's preparation.
That's exercise.
Right. And so it's very different than saying, oh, okay, I'll just walk on stage and see what happens. He's not doing that. No. you're doing it in that you're reacting to the audience, but he also is prepared because of 8 to 10 years of hard work to be able to react to the audience.
To read
Does that make sense?
Sure.
So he has a bag of tricks that preparation
Yeah.
creates bag of tricks, and now I just see what happens.
Right.
Well,
Right?
if you've been there, you've seen something.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
I love the golf bag metaphor is probably
Yeah.
you have, I have the club for that shot.
Yes.
Your ball ended up behind a tree. You're in the rough.
Yeah.
Bachelorette party.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like
There's
everyone's got their arms
sirens
folded.
going off in the background.
Somebody's dad just died. They thought a comedy show the next week would be a good
great.
idea, and then they told you minute 1.
Yeah.
You know,
The drunk in the front row. I did probably the weirdest show I ever did Laugh Your Asheville Off, and the first show of the week was on a moving bus as a tour guide.
that's great.
What prepares you for being on a moving bus on only
Episodes of
doing
Cash Cow.
shitty Chicago bars
Yeah.
where
Right.
shit is passing by and everybody sees it, and so
Yep.
now you have to acknowledge it,
You just
right?
riff.
Yeah.
So that's my
You
point.
just gotta find the gold.
Yeah. So as crazy as this sounds, the more prepared you are, the more organic you can be,
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
right? Does that make sense?
Or how confident you would be in the fact that you're able to sit there and just be.
Yeah.
Just in your skills.
Or I would argue, like, let's look at Kyler, man. You've been doing martial arts since you were 8.
Young, yeah.
Right?
Young, yeah.
So now you could argue that you don't have one particular style. And the answer is whatever way some crazy idiot wants to approach you at a bar, you have a way of desensitizing the situation.
I watch a lot of Austin Powers too, so I got that little chop.
Judo choke.
Right? Does that make sense though?
Yeah.
But it only comes through preparation. It only comes through preparation. It only comes through where you have that, like John said, you have that confidence to be able to think on your feet, man.
Yeah.
The dudes that are, I know I'm rehashing this point over and over, but last night we were watching the World Series. These guys are pitching 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You're not mentally processing that quick. It's because you've had 10,000 hours of preparation. Your body just takes over.
Yeah.
Pee
so
Wee
comfortable.
all the way through
Yeah.
So
college.
comfortable
to
with the fact that
minors.
this is going to happen.
What those hitters are doing is that they have a bank. They have a bank of. I'll just do when I was playing. It was like where the pitcher's release point is, and you know where that release point is, and then you can tell by the angle of their hand what they're throwing, and you can tell by the speed of which way that hand's going, and within the first 3 inches of that ball leaving the hand, you've already made your decision exactly where that is because you've balanced that picture that you just snapped against a lifetime of the same image. And that's how you're able to put a confident swing on the ball.
Yeah.
And it happens at that instant because the speed is so gnarly.
Yes.
That you have to be able to stay back and let it happen.
Yeah.
And all of that pre-processing has to happen when you flash from being completely centered to just making that eye flick and seeing a release point.
Yeah.
And it's and then to perform at that level. That's why those dudes are. That's why those dudes have the lives that they have. They get to help the people that they do, all the charitable stuff that all those organizations are doing.
Yeah.
And that baseball is a great sport to watch because it is minute shit.
Yeah. Look, I said just the other day, I said, anytime doing something 30% is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you understand how hard it is. But dude bats 300. He's having an MVP year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're shooting 30%. In any other sport, 30% you get fired.
Right. That's like Shaq's free throw.
You wouldn't get re-signed. You wouldn't even get picked
You wouldn't
up.
be the best. You definitely wouldn't be MVP candidate. Right? Not even close.
That's why with somebody like, I'm not going to say exactly like me, but all those people that have done martial arts and all that stuff for the years, when they see a bar brawl go on or they see drama happening in a bar, they're so content just sitting there and just watching it happen.
Yeah.
Not worrying about what's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
If something does pop off to where they're going to have to defend themselves.
If it spills over.
Yeah.
It's a right. So prepreparation ultimately just slows down present time.
Right.
So now you can think about it. Yeah.
I walk into a bar, the first thing I'm looking at is who's a threat to me.
Yeah.
Who's not a threat to me. Who I'm going to try to take home.
You guys just don't fucking look at hot chicks when you walk in the room?
I look at everything. I got to make sure that
I'm a big fan of wall art.
Yeah.
John, but what do you, John? How do you process it? You probably don't even know that you do it because I know I don't. But there's a way that we step on stage and we automatically process a room,
Yeah.
Very much like
you
he
can
just
tell
says he
who's
processes.
drinking
You
or
do.
who's
You process who's the
laughed
loud
loudest
one. Yeah.
or-
Sure.
You process who's sitting like this, who's angry, who had an argument in the car on the way here. We can see all of that in about 10 seconds.
Right, for
Right?
sure. Yeah.
And we
And especially now since I'm outside of, in the same way when I was outside of caffeine and I walked into Starbucks was different.
yeah.
Now when I walk into a situation and people are drinking,
Oh yeah.
I'm even more cognizant of it because
yeah.
it's like I'm not in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But in a way, I miss also being in it because like once you share that same energy of being a little bit tipsy, a little bit out,
Yeah.
then you can connect with them on that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have those like kind of boozy thoughts that they're gonna think are silly.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm just coming in just
I still
straight.
think you're on the better side though.
I'm still on straight. I'm just on weed. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
not doing that. I'm just like, I'm gonna sit down and be like, oh, look, I don't know what the fuck this is. But to be honest about it, I don't know.
I don't know where we're going.
You know,
Yeah.
I miss a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and like, you know, I don't know, like great. I don't know. I'm probably hitting 300.
I'm MVP. I'm having an MVP year.
depending on what league you want to classify his life in. He's doing really
He's doing
good.
really good. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's good.
I'm just trying to have fun. I'm trying to have as much fun with my.
my.
Yeah, no. Every audience, I'm going spikes high. That's it. That's me. I'm gonna file my opener down. That's me.
I'm a local comedian here, and we've had a bunch of local comics on.
Awesome.
And the Looney Bin, you guys might know, they're doing their funniest person contest.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And
What do they win?
you get to go to Little Rock, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and here host a week and see all of them. I think you get a little money, but you get. I've seen it. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's a sterling silver bracelet.
No shit.
It says 2016 funniest person.
You get to wear your trophy.
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats.
You get to
You get a
have your
trophy.
medal and
There you
wear it
go.
every single day.
Good
But
for you.
Travis here is a runner-up.
You
He
got a
made
runner
it.
up.
He made it through the
Yeah.
qualifying rounds.
I'm in the semis.
So why not give all the comedians the same fucking medal, and it doesn't matter how they do, all right? And everybody's funny because we all did this in
Because
the name
they're
of
not
comedy,
They're
Well,
not four. If they were
aren't
four,
they?
you'd do it.
Yeah.
aren't they all?
They act for it.
Some. No. There's this one girl. She's pretty young. I
Okay.
think there's an 18-year-old girl that got into it.
All right.
But just it's kind of one of those things where, you know, I did the Tulsa Looney Bin for a couple of years, and whenever I first started out, I
How
felt
long you
like
been doing it?
I always feel like it's been 6 years,
All right.
but that's a huge lie. It's been 4.
Okay.
Like, you know, you'll get
I'll go back.
you'll see Time Hop or something come up, and
Yeah.
it'll be like a poster for a show. It's like,
Yeah.
that was my first show.
Oh,
That was 4 years ago.
yeah.
Oh shit! I've been telling everybody 6 years for the
Yeah.
last 2 years. Wait, hold on.
Gotcha.
But,
I was speaking of that time hop bullshit this week on Tuesday.
yeah.
I was standing there talking to my girlfriend in her kitchen, and she was like, "What was your life like 5 years ago?" and I go, "Funny you ask." And I turned my phone around, and Facebook had a 5-year picture that was a fucking half bottle of Jameson,
Oh.
2 bottles of wine, and 2 beer pictures, and the tag underneath the photo said "writing."
So it was pretty good 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
well,
I was like, well, that's why I'm where I'm at now.
And I thought I had a really funny idea where I would just do a Facebook post and I would say, "Future Time Hop warning, look out behind you,"
Yeah.
or like,
I
and
like
just I would do a bunch of shit like that. I was
you-
like, here in a couple of years, that'll be really funny whenever
Yeah.
I share it. But like, I never look at Time Hop on those days.
Did you ever do the time capsule?
No, what is that?
So time capsule, same type thing, except for I took like a good hour and wrote myself a letter, and you save it to time capsule, and it goes into this vault. And like 5 years later, it sends you your own letter.
No shit.
So fucking awesome. And I'm at the point
How
now. where
often do you write yourself one of those time?
I just did one. I hadn't
Yeah.
done any more.
But you haven't thought to doing like an updated
That's a
one.
good. That's a great
Right.
idea. I didn't even
It's-
thought about it.
It's
That's
a
a great
weird thing
idea.
to do.
Maybe you should do one every New Year's.
I remember.
Why not do one?
Every
Senior
birthday.
year in
Why
high
not
school,
do
we
one?
had to do one.
Hey,
And I
why not
recently
write
found
yourself
out.
a paragraph in the morning and write yourself a paragraph at night? and set it for 5 years in the future.
Yeah, every day.
And every single day you'll read up and you'll read the things that you
You're
might be
thinking
missing.
Yeah.
You might be missing.
I think that's a great idea.
Expectations of the day and how it actually.
And the
They're
crazy
selling,
thing is, it's
they're
so
selling
far.
your dreams to the NSA, and that's how they're gonna fucking corral you when this government fucking ends. They're gonna use your fucking dreams and this fucking time capsule bullshit to fucking
That's how they're gonna do it.
prison planet, bro.
But
Just
every
kidding.
I haven't. It's
This whole
so
planet's gonna be Australia.
it's so far off that
It
I
already
can't
is.
remember. I can't remember when it's gonna send it to me. So I have no clue.
Yeah.
It'll just pop.
No
in.
shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking
But I
awesome.
think you're right. I think I should just do one even if it's only 3 lines. Just do
Yeah.
one in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah.
Talk about the day.
and then do that and then share them.
Talking
And
about,
then
like,
share
time
them every
hop
day.
Or
and,
compile them
like,
and give them to my daughter.
time capsules and
Oh.
shit.
Oh,
See?
my perfect plan
You
for
want to make
something
her
like
cry
that.
on her wedding day
Yeah.
when you show up the volume of the letters you've been writing to her every
Yeah.
single day.
It's like the Notebook in real life.
And then you sell that shit on Etsy.
I gotta miss.
Or it's like, the what is it? The double mint gum where the dad folds like an origami swan for the daughter, and
Oh,
she moves to college, and they're moving her shit, and he knocks over a shoebox, and it's full of these little origami.
Oh, fuck.
And he's like,
No, but
she
hey,
really
before you hit
cared.
up, you have a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
The way I've done it is every weekend I have an email set for my son. Every weekend I email him the pictures that we took,
Oh shit.
and I tell him what we did that weekend. That way, when he
That's
gets
awesome.
older, the password and everything's ready for him. He can just log into that. He knows exactly from the time he was born to the
Wow.
time where he's at now
Wow. Yeah.
what we did every
Wow,
single
that
weekend.
is
Every time
so
I have
cool.
him.
Yeah,
Good for
again,
you.
that's the cool thing about now.
Yeah.
That's the cool
That-
thing.
Use
that is, like,
technology for
kinda
a
cool.
positive
Technology
way.
is great,
Yeah.
dude. Look, think about
Getting
this. When
too
we're
deep
growing
into
up,
it's bad, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
just
growing
having
up,
a record.
having a camera. The rich people had a camera.
Sure.
Remember?
Yeah.
I never had a camera. I have no video
never
of
had one.
myself from 0 to probably 22.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right? Because we just didn't have.
Yeah, it
You know,
wasn't
it wasn't a
available for
thing.
everybody like
She
that.
has video every day.
Right.
Every day there's
Yeah.
video. She knows what she looks like at 4, 5, 6, 7. You know. So to your point, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, run.
Sure.
I mean, that email, like he was born, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Start an email for him. Every time we do something special, he's getting email about it.
Nice.
He gets it. So when he gets older, it's just like
That's
nonstop
phenomenal,
pictures.
man.
He gets to read exactly what
You know,
we
it's
did.
funny, just like people moving in two different directions. Like you have the dad who's like doing all the social media and the emails, and then on the other side, like people are putting cable bills in kids' names.
Well, it's like,
Yeah.
I got
Getting
fraternity
credit
brothers.
cards.
The people
That's how I got my car.
that are not great dads. I know I'll get back to the mic. The people that aren't
I'm gonna go peanut.
aren't great dads. I'm not angry at them. I'm not angry at them for not being great dads.
Right.
Because I feel sorry for them because it is such we're using this word over and over, an organic experience
Right.
to watch the brain and develop,
Sure.
to watch ideas.
And what you
develop.
learn about yourself as you're watching learning happen.
Yeah. You as two
As
things.
a lifelong learner, you have to be looking at kids. I've always said this. I'm
Yes.
like your point of being alive is to live open-hearted and childlike and
Yes.
look at a way that a kid embraces life.
Yes.
Is how you as an adult should embrace life.
embrace life.
And watch them learn, and that's how you learn about yourself.
Yeah.
This reality, and you learn something from just watching. It's just pure innocence. It's brilliant.
It's pure,
It's
pure
amazing. It's a gift. It's an
two
absolute
things
gift.
two things you learn. Two things I've learned from kids that would not have come any other way: love, what real love looks like,
Right.
and patience.
Yes, absolutely.
Those are the two things.
And those are the thing. And like, I don't know. For me, like everybody has that one thing to work on, and I
Yeah.
know for me, patience
Yeah,
was the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I have to have everything now.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like self gratification,
Yeah.
immediate, all that shit. And it's like, well, then when you realize, you're like, oh no, like this is about how you interact with the idea of waiting, and of being patient, and
Yeah.
understand that in the waiting is actually how you learn.
And how
You
you
know what I
learn.
mean?
Yeah, that's
and how
what
you slow down and process time and really pay attention to what's happening.
You know what?
Because of what you're learning and how you overcome that thing is you're learning how to strengthen the spiritual gifts that you have.
Yeah.
And I know the better I learn about patience, the better my faith is.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And, and sometimes because you have to be patient in the way God works, because it's not as immediate.
It's not on our time frame. It's
Heck
never
no.
on our time frame. Yeah.
Heck no. I'm going to have to rest. We'll carry it until then. We're gonna do some
Just tag back in.
Anyways, for those of you who don't have kids, this is how you make a potato cannon. All right.
Man, I old person in the mall power walk to the bathroom because it's so fucking bad. And then when I got there, was there
It's
somebody
weird
in there
whenever
when you got
no.
there
It's
was
weird
somebody.
whenever
Is
you
it just
feel
down
like
the hall
you-
to the left?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's weird whenever you get to that point where you feel like, shit, I really think I might pee my pants.
That's where I got. I was on the verge of just
I think it was about
hydroplaning.
I think it was about
Piss
a
everywhere.
year and a half ago. I started getting that feeling where it's like, hey, like I like pull over, like I gotta go to the bathroom right now.
Right.
You know,
I mean, the one thing you learn
Iron
as
prostate.
a comic is, I mean, if you just have to learn how to perfect just like being able to drive and then stand up and piss in a Gatorade bottle at the same time. I mean, that's just the one thing you learn.
just
being on
hop
the
it
road.
in there. Throw it
That's
in.
it. That's why
The
you.
car rides are the worst.
That's why you get the venti, so that when you're done drinking your Starbucks, you can just fill that back up. You'll be good to go. That's it.
Hey,
What's it? No, why do you get weird with it? You know what I mean?
John, I think this might be tailored to you.
Oh, really?
Throw you a little question. Have you ever performed like during rock shows or kind of been an MC in between bands and done comedy?
That's like my favorite kind of show is opening for bands. Because I'm a metalhead. It's like I'm a jaded metalhead. And so I can look in the audience in the same way I can walk on a stand-up audience and see pretty much like financially, class-wise, just their general demeanor and pick up how people are. I can do the same thing better with metalheads because I could just tell by what they're into. Kind of like what kind of people that they are. Then it's their general demeanor, how they look and all that. And then what I love about it is because I just sit down. I just walk up and I sit down. And then I sit down and then like the show hasn't even started. Like this is how I do it when I'm opening for bands.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even get introduced. Right? I just go and sit down on stage and
completely
the stage lights.
cold.
Yeah, the stage lights sit on there, and then I just start talking. And I just start having a conversation with whoever pays attention. And then you just build the whole room until they're all paying attention. And then on top of that, because they're metalheads, they're gonna be stuck to the bar. And the opening band's about to play. Nobody wants to stand within 100, 120 feet of the stage. They're all going to have their arms folded because that's what you do for the local opener. What I've discovered in this is that I'm able to take all these kids and bring them forward and then have fun with them. And it's you're not just being a dick. You're just like, dude, we're all metalheads and we're all here because we love this kind of music.
Yeah.
And you realize you build like that kind of community, and then you're like, then you play the games with people that you would play and still get your bits out. You can still do fucking bits. You just have to tailor them for that kind of audience that's into aggressive shit. Yeah. And then I just do like 20 minutes. And then when I'm done, I just introduce the band who's basically just walked behind me and plugged in while I was finishing up, and they're already a good pitch like that.
Yeah.
And then this band starts playing to a room that's already up front. They've already broken the ice. Nobody's standing like this anymore.
Yeah.
That's
they're
one
all
of those things
smiling.
I want to try to get
It's
into.
fucking. I think every scene, every genre, whether it's thrash metal, punk rock, it's metal, even rock bands. I think when you mix stand up and you mix music, it really works. It just has to be done organically, where it has to be in the beginning. And what the problem is you go like, I booked 4 bands and 4 comedians. Well, nobody wants to fucking hear nobody when roadies are taking gear off the field.
Yeah.
It's the same reason. It's the same reason we turn the televisions
energy.
off. It's the same reason you turn the televisions off.
Yeah.
Because people moving behind you like this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like that shit just doesn't fly.
Yeah.
But if you do it in the beginning and you give those kids a reason to become a community,
Yeah.
you know what never happens on shows like that? Nobody ever fights. Nobody gets kicked out. There's no fucking, even when kids are moshing or whatever, they're still picking each other up and being positive like that because they've started with 20 minutes of positivity.
Yeah.
I hate to be that guy that's like, you're the old fucking PMA positive guy, but that shit works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it just sets a tone.
Yeah. The tone is you left your house to come and be entertained and have a good time and to be surrounded with like open-minded and hearted people. And now you have something in common with because you just laughed about shit that's silly.
The tone
Now
is
let's fuck it up.
Kyler's going to get you a beer. He's not going to choke you out.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
That's the precedent
absolutely.
for the room.
That's it.
That's awesome. All right. You guys figure out the Illuminati.
Old person power walk. You'll make it.
All right.
Anyways, not that fucking guys. I just asked him because I know he has a little bit more of a metal background. And I asked him about doing kind of a rock show and comedy, like mixing them. Is there anything that you like to do? Like you like to mix up? Do you like to do a little improv or anything like that? Or? Or have you ever dabbled in sketch or anything written?
I did Second City for two semesters when I was there in Chicago, but I don't like it. I'm too OCD to want to go with whatever the audience wants. Does that make sense? Like
they're not giving you enough, kind of, or not giving you enough of a platform to work off of.
With improv, in my opinion, eventually it's going to take you to a basic point of eventually it's going to be sex.
It's going to circle around.
It's going to circle around to very normal topics, right? And certain things that I specifically want to talk about may not get there. For instance, Black Lives Matter. For instance, parenting, right? There's certain places that we know sex is funny. We know orgasms are funny. We don't know that parenting can be funny, or we don't know that it's something about abortion can be funny.
We know a fat guy's ass is funny.
Right. And so
I get what you mean.
So when you do improv, the audiences are 9 times out of 10 novices at comedy. And so you're getting tips from novices, and this sounds arrogant. I know what I want to talk about. I don't need your help. For instance,
I get what you mean.
He's been doing martial arts for, let's say, 20 years. He wouldn't come ask me, who's never done martial arts, hey, Trent, give me some help on this, other than take a punch, right? Right.
Yeah.
But you're not going to ask me help on
hold this.
Right. You're not going to ask me for help on technique. And so to me, improv is asking novices for help on technique. And then look, I know that there's improv people out there that are cursing at me right now, like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. And they have a different perspective. But my point is, I have an hour to talk about what I want to talk about. And I can weave that verse into stories and the jokes and blah, blah, long form and short form, but I want to get there, and I don't want the audience to get in the way.
Well, you're the only person that can say what you want to say for that hour.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a one-way conversation. Yeah. They think it's a two-way.
Eight times out of 10, stuff might boil down to the same thing.
Yeah.
But just the individualism. There is certain things that only you're going to be able to say on stage. Like
there's greatness that comedians have had. And I know this person is not popular right now, but if you've ever had the opportunity to watch Bill Cosby do an hour and a half in a room of 2,000 or 3,000 people,
he performed right underneath us at the
Orpheum Theater.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
I watched him just a couple years ago. I watched him do this. It was more like 2010, so I guess it was 6 years ago. But I watched him, and the room is, the oldest person in the room was probably 88, and the youngest person in the room was probably 6. And everybody was laughing.
That's the thing, is jumping age gaps and just transcending that to where it's just
generate just right.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is that mastery, in my opinion, could not have been accomplished if he was depending on audience members to say the right word in improv, right? Does that make sense? He knew what he wanted to do, and he went in there, and whether it was through stories or whatever, it was just amazing. He was amazing, man.
So it's that and date rape that separates him and Wayne Brady.
I guess so.
Aside from all the allegations, whatever was going on with him, he was a pretty good comic, and that's
pretty good.
Yeah,
phenomenal, great. Top two or three.
Yeah, he was
Pryor and Carlin.
Yeah.
Right?
I saw Carlin 6 months before he went.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw him for my birthday. It was maybe, I want to say like 07.
Yeah.
08
Dude,
maybe.
Who is this?
Carlin, 6 months before
we talked about
Carlin?
John and I talked about it.
The owners of this country own you, George Carlin. Broke it down reality.
You have to be willing to for any great person, period.
Right.
You have to be willing to separate the art from the imperfections of the man. And when I say man, I mean man or woman, but man, human.
Yeah, the person.
You have to be able to.
It's like Jared Fogel. He lost all that.
That's it.
Look what he's doing.
That's exactly right. But look at
don't fault the sandwiches.
That is why.
Don't fault the sandwiches.
That is why when you paint your life with the perfection of Jesus Christ, the life work that is the artwork of your life is perfect because you have chosen that. Thank you. Broke it down again. Maybe I got some more weed.
Look,
Jesus is the answer.
Has Tebow got that second home run yet for the Mets?
No, probably not.
Still just that one.
Still
that one on the practice squad.
Look, man.
Look, hate on that guy all you want. That dude is about fucking purpose and determination. And that's a story people need to hear.
Martin Luther King was
flexibility would be good in there too.
Martin Luther King Jr. was a compulsive adulterer.
Oh shit!
He was a compulsive adulterer.
I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly, he was
Yeah.
a compulsive adulterer.
According to the FBI letter that they wrote to him saying to kill himself.
Right.
Allegedly.
But that being said, who could argue that the great parts of his life hadn't shaped the world? Right?
Yeah.
Gandhi was allegedly a compulsive pedophile.
What?
Allegedly,
Where do
yes.
you go on the internet?
That's real, man.
I want to get your website.
He used to sleep
No.
and I want to
with,
get your
with
website.
14 and 15-year-old girls.
Who?
Gandhi. But who could argue
I don't know.
that
The
he
little
did?
guy.
I saw the movie and they didn't have none of that. I don't know nothing about that.
But you know, you find me any great Abraham Lincoln, right? Look, me and John were talking about this. If you look hard enough, you'll probably find it for Obama. Years later,
What?
you'll find whatever.
Obama's
Something
great.
weird.
What is?
I already told you.
years.
He is our next emperor. He's got another 8 years, and you should be stoked about it.
I'm happy
and
about it.
we're gonna time capsule this in about 5 years. We're all gonna find out Obama's a furry.
All right. That's so funny. How about that? That shit is funny.
5 years from today, we're going to do this podcast.
We are?
And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about everything that we talked about and see
Yeah.
how much different it is from now, 5 years from now.
Could I get your social security number just
Trent,
to like keep
yeah.
up with
You ever met a girl who was into that furry shit?
No, never, man. I think the weirdest thing for me that it's not gonna be weird for you, but it was weird for me as a black dude. Is the girl asked
Meet her
me to
parents?
choke her? No,
Oh.
she asked me to choke her, but
No.
she wasn't. She was white, and I was like, "Yo, man, if I choke you and you die, nobody will believe that you asked me to choke you."
Not one person.
No, I said you got to understand the
No.
black struggle, and I'm offended that you asked me to choke you, bitch. You know, so after,
Make her
is it
friend
just a
sign
white
something
guy?
like
Huh?
no, Becky
I
said
feel like
that.
if anybody chokes a girl out and kills her.
yeah, you're right. You're right, but you're right. But I think
But
there's a
If you're-
heightened
if
there's
you're
a
a white dude in a polo.
there's a heightened
fucking
in
polo.
America. There's a heightened
No,
sense
I wear a
of
polo. I wear a polo every day, and you should treat people the way you want to be treated. You can't ruin a fucking shirt by putting on that shit.
no. All I'm saying
That guy
is
worked hard to be on
That
that
polo
horse
had
to become
nothing
a
to do
logo.
with it. Okay.
Where would what you want to be prosecuted?
yeah, all I'm saying is there since
What is that?
where would you want to be?
That's right. Clothes make the man. I like how
Yeah,
you went on
exactly.
that. That's funny.
You know, but it's since the beginning, since slavery was abolished, and that movie came out, The Birth of a Nation. There's been
I gotta see this.
the first
I
one,
gotta
not,
see. Oh,
right.
not the new one.
not the new one.
All right.
The
Oh,
first
okay.
one, it was
I thought you meant the new
it
one.
brainwashed America into being afraid of black men. I'm telling you, you can draw a straight
I'm
line.
the fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I'm the crazy.
no,
conspiracy
man,
theorist.
you can
That's
you
fine.
can draw a line
Now I
between.
know why we're friends.
You
I get it.
you can draw a line
He has
between
race
that
conspiracies,
that
that's
movie
different.
in like let's say 1900s and black African Americans getting shot now to this day. You can draw that line, but the whole thing that allowed you to scare people was that black men were taking white women, and that is deeply
Deep-seated.
deep-seated
Yeah.
racism that is ingrained in America's fabric, right?
Right.
And so now when a white girl asks me to choke her, it's there. It is scary,
Yeah.
dude. It is I'm telling you,
I
it's
mean,
the scariest
right.
thing.
Yeah.
It
It's-
scares me.
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
it's really strange how far that permeates because I was, like I said, I was playing Madden
Yeah.
with my nephew, and there's this moment. No, you'll love this. There was this
I hope
moment.
so.
He's 7 years old when we're doing this.
Yeah.
We're playing this, and I pick a team, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Trav, is your quarterback black?"
Oh.
And like I was babysitting him,
Right.
so I was really interested just to see where it was gonna go. And I was like, "Yeah, he is." And he's like, "It's weird." Like without a beat, without hesitation, white guilt kicked in. He's like, "Oh no, it's cool. No, it's cool." And he's 7 years old, and
Right.
like he already knows he's conditioned to be like, "Oh no, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, he's good. Yeah, no, I was just
I
wondering.
was just
I
asking.
don't care."
So you choked him.
And then I
What happened? What happened in the Madden NFL franchise where it peaked in 2011 as far as life lessons went? Like, why did they stop? Did they just like we have all the secrets of the world and it stopped at 2011? Have they figured that out?
That's whenever I stopped buying them.
Is that how the fucking Mayan calendar has been hidden inside of Madden NFL? And I fucking said it from the beginning.
I'll tell you, we'll bring it back to we'll bring it back to
No, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Real
I
quick.
just made it make sense. You're being controlled by a controller.
even now when we deal with we're talking about dealing with the crowd or reading a crowd.
Yeah.
Even now, when you deal with a heckler, we all know as comics, the worst and most consistent heckler is a drunk white woman. We always know that.
They win the most.
They get it.
No,
they're batting
have the
about
most endurance.
They're batting about 300.
They're more than that. They're batting like 6.
Dude, I watched a girl sit there side of the audience and was like just living her own like she was not part of the show, and she was just interject herself like, I want every bit of the room's attention on what's going on right here, so much so that like the comic on stage didn't even have to like say anything. And like, you know, like when you do a show and like the people who work the security at the bar, like they give less of a shit about that. It's not like a comedy club audience. You know what I mean? Like they're slower to go. So it took enough time for all of them to go over to this chick and be like, not even you have to be quiet. Like you have to leave. Yeah. And she just sat there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And didn't say shit.
Yeah.
And they couldn't touch her.
Yeah.
Because she just sat there. And that was the true power of the situation.
Right.
Is that she knew that if she escalated it, then she would ultimately lose.
Right.
But she still had that power in that room.
Yeah.
And she held it.
The representative.
She held the power in the room until somebody walked along, grabbed her purse in front of the table, marched outside and smashed it in the street of the bar. And inside of it was a bottle of booze.
She had booze in her purse.
And then she bolted out.
God almighty. God almighty.
So that's like you gotta see that for what it is.
Oh my God.
I went to Doug Benson last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
At Crown Uptown, And there was this lady in the front row, drunk as fuck. Every time he would say something or tell a joke, she was there trying to put her 2 cents in. And he straight sat down and said, "You know what? This show ain't gonna continue until you get her out of here."
Wow.
4 security guards walked her out.
Yeah.
Her and her little boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They're by far the worst.
Wasted.
By far the worst.
Yeah.
They just don't know. They just get to a point where they're just socially too high above the level that they're supposed to be at. And they just don't know any better.
They don't know. But the thing is, even as a comic, definitely as a black comic standing on a stage, there is still something about me yelling down at a white woman in the psyche of America, where if I do that, they turn on you. No matter how much of an asshole she is, they turn on you.
Tread lightly.
Yeah. So,
but not everybody's like that. And
no, I'm not saying
audience is like that.
No, I agree. Yeah, I'm not saying they are. I'm not suggesting that all of them are. Kind of the odds. But what I'm saying is there's still an undercurrent in America of certain things we just are not okay with. I'll tell you the weirdest situation I ever had, because of political correctness, you didn't know what to do. Is there was a horrible heckler woman, attractive woman, blonde, of course, drunk on fucking bottles of wine, and a gay comic.
Okay.
What do?
Wow.
You can't say gay. You can't. And she said, "I will come up on stage and beat your ass." And he said, "You try it." And she bolts on stage, and they're just right beside each other. Like, what do? You can't hit the gay guy. You can't hit the woman.
Nah, you lay her the fuck out.
Do you?
Yeah. You either buy her a drink or you choke her the fuck out on stage.
We've already established these ground rules. She should know.
She should have known. It was the weirdest. It happened at Haha, by the way.
And to the point, you should have known it was going to happen 30 seconds before it happened.
And I should have left.
Thank you. Good night.
Let's get out of here.
It was a standoff between political correctness.
You lay her out.
It wasn't me. It was a gay dude on stage. I just watched
going.
it. Yeah. Maybe knock her out, right?
Yeah.
Man.
Did you hear that story when Eddie Griffin? He's at Tommy T's up in Northern California.
Oh, yeah.
Lady throws a drink at him.
Oh shit.
I think
she threw a drink at him.
4 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 3 or 4, maybe more than that. But she threw a drink at him. But Tommy T's stage is real high, right?
So high.
She throws a drink.
Do you like it? Do you like being that high up?
Not that high. You probably are used to it because you're on band station.
Right?
Yeah, but there's something about like if your feet is at where their heads are at. You better be fucking likable.
Yeah.
That's real shit.
It's very true.
If they're having to
look, man,
that's not the height you want to challenge a group at.
Yeah, well,
you are at a certain elevated level where they go, no.
Yeah.
We can turn this.
What's so good about this guy?
Yeah, but there's something about comedy requires this connection of the eyes.
Yeah,
requires this connection because whether we like it or not, you boil it down. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
And so nobody likes this conversation. If I stand up like this, it's weird. Right? You're like, why the fuck are you standing up? Sit down.
You're just showing off your shirt, your third fucking wardrobe today. This guy had an outfit to go get coffee. He had an outfit when he came back. And now he looks like $1 million.
Those are some
Look
nice
good, feel
shoes,
good.
man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
They're,
it.
they're not
That's
Air
attention to
Max.
detail. But you get it, man. There's conversation that we have on this level that being at that high stage, I don't like.
Right.
You know what I'm okay with? Those places where you don't even have a stage.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Sometimes it's kind of a fun
Yeah.
switch where it's
Yeah.
just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Like you just walk
Being
up to
able-
the table.
Being
Yeah.
able to leave, like having the. Here's the thing: as long as you're able to do it, you can move the stage anywhere you want to
Sure.
in the room at
You
any
are the
time.
That
you
is
want.
such a fun challenge
Dude,
to
I
try
had-
to do when you got a wireless mic.
Dude,
Yeah.
at Coots in Alaska, I had this.
Coots in Alaska.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
what's
like
best.
a porn.
It's
Coots
fucking
in Alaska.
awesome. It's Anchorage. You fucking gotta go. It's
fuck,
the
I gotta
fucking.
do it.
If you're in the neighborhood,
It's
check it out.
It's you walk into this place and you're like, oh, I'm not even on this planet anymore.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much life in it. Anyway, so I had this couple in the back, and I was like, just like when everyone sat, like a bomb went off,
Yeah.
and I'm like, we're not doing this. Like, fuck, come on, like
Yeah.
be human beings or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this fucking couple in the deep center was like, they didn't move, and I was like, fuck it, and I left, and I stood by them, and I made everybody in the thing come and sit at the fucking far end of the bar.
Nice.
And I just had them on the side of me. And I was
Yeah.
just like, we're gonna do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And it's gonna be fun.
You gotta take
Yeah.
control. If you're like you said, if you're wireless, you can pull that
You
off.
can do
man.
whatever you want. You
Do
can
whatever
Phil Donahue your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost feel like a lounge singer or something.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, how
You
are
just-
you?
Yeah.
But
If you can, yeah.
We like to kind of do that with the podcast. We do a little wireless thing.
Nice.
Yeah, we can
You
take
can
the camera on a little mobile tour.
Yeah, what we do is I FaceTime the computer and then screen share it onto the podcast.
Oh no
And
shit.
then somebody can be walking around downtown.
Yeah.
And we could all see them.
Oh,
They
that's-
could see us. And
that's
we can
awesome.
hear us.
Yeah.
And it's one of the coolest things we've tried. We did a podcast at a Chrome shop one time where we were in the office talking to the people from the Chrome shop, and while one of the hosts was in the chroming area,
Yeah.
filming the whole chroming process, and
yeah.
it was pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
like, if you can have a mobile camera, have somebody walk around downtown and then just like interview random people around.
Yeah.
town.
That's the way to do it, man.
Man on the street.
Yeah.
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 That's what we need. Like,
How many naked chick calendars are on the wall at the Chrome shop?
Same amount of
Like,
same
isn't that-
amount of American flag.
Right. It's the same shit.
And Make
Right?
America great.
Like,
hats.
there are certain businesses you can go into where
Yeah.
you know you're gonna see 10.
100%. Yeah.
You know, think about
Dude,
it.
when I used to do day
And
job,
no
I'd
one
go
says
into
shit about it.
manufacturing plants, and
Yeah.
I would count how many. We
Locker
used to do
room
inappropriate
type
bingo
things.
to see how many calendars or flags. Dude, we did it. We were like, oh, we got one. No, we got one.
That's awesome.
Dude, man. HR only. It's so funny how there's two subsets of America. Well, it's probably way more than that, but in this particular case, there was two subsets, right? And there was the people that worked in the front office and the people that worked in the plant.
Well,
and
welcome,
the plant,
That's
welcome
everybody.
to America.
Yeah.
The
That's
waitresses
America.
versus
Yeah.
the kitchen.
That's it, man.
That's my life right
Front of the
now.
house,
Is
I
it?
work in a warehouse.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have an office side.
Yes.
Which is split off. There's a big door.
Yeah.
You have to have a key card just to get into the office.
just to get in. Yeah.
And then I
If
work in a
any-
warehouse.
Yeah. The
anything's
warehouse is
ever
at about
fucked up.
right now. The warehouse is at click like 1977.
Wow.
That's where the warehouse is. The plant is 2016.
Yeah.
And you don't mix the two except for once for Christmas luncheon. That's the only time.
Oh, not even a nighttime event.
No,
Just a
fuck
luncheon.
no, because the
Yeah.
warehouse
No
are
booze.
drinking no booze. Fuck no, it would
Man.
get crazy.
How much fun is that when you have a corporate event and everyone's invited and
Yeah.
it's equal amount of booze?
Oh,
Oh shit, dude.
God almighty.
That's when you like. I remember at least once a year, someone would lose their shit at a Christmas party, and then the email would go out like, "So and so's not with us anymore," because they fucking couldn't
They
close their
couldn't
yapper during
do
that
it, man.
fucking
That's the
party.
difference with my company.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's the difference with my company. The owner of the company, he's a great guy. He's a partier.
yeah,
Every probably 2 times a year after every busy season,
yeah.
he holds a party.
Nice.
He gets a bar down on East Wichita.
Yeah.
He gets the whole place. He probably spends about $8,000 and then leaves a $2,000 tip.
Fuck.
We all
for
go
him.
there.
Yeah.
We get fucked up.
Yeah.
And then we go out. The night that I got in that fight with those 2 guys at the Irish bar,
Yeah.
I left from the company party, went to this Irish bar, and that's where it happened.
Yeah.
I was already fucked up, so I got free drinks. The whole
Plus, you were work party fucked up. That's even better.
Yeah.
And the
Was
owners.
that the night that you pretended to be an Uber driver?
No, okay. I didn't pretend to be.
You didn't. You
I
didn't
didn't
say
tell
that
them
you
I
were.
wasn't their Uber
Yeah.
driver.
Oh, that's great. That's
Lie,
great.
lie by omission.
My headphones aren't working. What was
Dude.
going on?
Dude, hey, I was in Reno.
Oh, they're back.
I was in
You
Reno.
were in Reno?
Yeah.
Why?
Fucking bad. I'm not even gonna say it. I was in Reno for a show, and
I've done that show,
Oh,
and I
God.
share your pain.
and I'm so it's the end of the weekend. I pull up on a busy street on Saturday night to go and pack my car. So I pull up, shit you not, girl and her girlfriend get in the back, and I'm like,
No
what the fuck are you
shit.
doing? We thought you were our Uber driver.
Is that as far
Just
as it
jumped
went,
in.
though?
Yeah, I was like, it's fuck out.
Okay.
Oh,
all right,
shit.
No.
Mine's
He took
a
it-
little bit different.
You went ahead and
Yeah.
drove him somewhere.
I
Huh?
pulled
He's
up.
like, can I see your debit card, please?
I pulled up to a
Does
club
anybody
downtown.
know that you're out tonight?
Yeah, I pulled up to a club downtown. I was waiting for my friend to come out. He said, "Hey, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back out." I pulled up. 6 girls hop in my car.
Six.
I have
What
a
do you?
seven
What do you
passenger-
drive?
An SUV.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
A
yeah.
7-passenger vehicle.
Yeah.
Nice.
They hop in the back, and they're just like, I was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah.
They're just like, "You're the Uber driver." I didn't say I wasn't the Uber driver at
Right.
that time. Then my friend comes out, gets in the passenger seat, and he goes, "All right, let's go." He looks behind him. There's 6 girls in my back seat.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes, "What the fuck's going on?" I go, "Oh, we're just enjoying the I kind of mumbled it. Didn't want them to hear me. So
We're gonna Bill Cosby these 6 women.
I told him.
Sorry, too far. Date rape.
Persistence.
I ended up driving them to where they needed to go. I had to ask them for directions.
Yeah.
Which normally from an
Ubers, you
driver,
wouldn't have
it's
to do that.
The GPS is right there. So they're drunk.
Yeah,
We get to this place. You don't hand tips to an Uber driver.
yeah,
But
Oh,
they
you
started
don't?
hand. Well, you're not supposed to.
yeah.
Says who?
You
How
don't
else do you-
work?
That's
How
what
else do you
the
tip 'em?
drivers say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to.
They're not
but
supposed
they'll
to be
take it.
tipped
You tip them.
because
You
we're
tip
not
them
supposed
good,
to
and you
tip
let them know
people.
they're being tipped. The fuck?
But they start.
Why do we have
trying
that?
to hand me
What's
money.
this
I was
cloak
like,
and
no.
dagger shit? Fucking
I
give people
told
money.
them. I straight told them when they were handing me the tip, I was never your Uber driver.
What they say?
They're just like, "Oh yeah, so you're not working?" I was like, "No, I'm not an Uber driver at all. I was at that club. I saw you guys dancing. I saw you guys drinking." And they were like, "Well, this is an after party.
You want to come?
You want to come?"
Did you go in?
Not
Oh,
an
yeah.
accident.
Parked the car, walked inside,
Nice, nice.
drinking. I was there till 5 a.m.
Right.
All
That's
right.
that's one of those cases where the wrong number turns out to be like a really good conversation. It's like, yeah, I call this number every week.
We all have gifts. Every now and then the universe gives you gifts. Man. I'm dead ass. I'm serious. Every now and then you've been through enough shit, and the universe says, "Hey, man,
That's
He
right.
earned it.
you have
The
6
life
girls to
lesson
get in
here:
your car.
you be the fake Uber driver of your life,
You get gifts."
and in that you will use your gifts.
Just make sure there's an Uber out there
So-
with the same car as you.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. Don't be
So
an idiot.
really quick.
Yeah.
Was that kidnapping? Yes or no?
No,
No, because he
no.
took them where they wanted to go.
Okay.
He took them where they wanted to go. It's not
All
kidnapping.
right.
Now,
That's
if they
kind
would've
of like
said,
a
"Take
fun
us
running
to-
thing.
Take
Like,
us to
see the
A, and you took them
legality
to
of
B.
it.
It's-
I bet there's some level of maritime law that would find that illegal.
I should have
Yeah.
just took them to my house, and I have like a storm shelter that goes underground.
That's
It's like,
kidnapping.
"Hey, it's underground club," and then like trap them in there.
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
couple
That's
weeks.
kidnapping.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Um,
kidnapping.
Is that how you do
Is
your
that
bet?
kidnapping,
You
or is that
actually-
just you're kind of just having a good time, or
That's
a hobby,
the
a hobby?
That's a hobby.
that's
No,
the bare
he's
bones for
doing-
the after school program that he's getting
He's
kicked
doing
out.
bag work on human beings downstairs in his basement. That's what he
Yeah.
just admitted.
Have you seen that movie called? It's a movie on Netflix, random movie called The Basement or something.
It's better than the tire. The one of the tire goes around blowing people up.
Oh no,
What's
this
that?
guy.
The tire rolling through town, like rolling through the.
Is that a
United
real
States.
movie?
Yeah, it's
That's
all
another
about a
thing I
wheel.
don't know about.
It's all about a wheel that
Well,
just
dude, life is just a
right.
wheel rolling
kills
on and
people.
on.
Oh, I think it's called The Room, and
Oh,
a guy kidnaps a girl,
Yo,
What?
yeah,
kidnaps
she
the
has a kid.
teacher,
She has
and
a
they
kid.
have a kid. The kid has never left the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Ever.
that's not the room like the room.
No, it's not a good room. It's a bad room.
No, oh yeah. Well, no, there's another movie called The Room that's fucking.
It's got a
Insane.
casting couch.
I
It's
was,
insane. Not that.
well, I was gonna say the thing you just described.
Right.
Like I know a happy '90s version of that with Brendan Fraser that was called like Blast from the Past or whatever.
What? Is that real?
Yeah, Christopher Walken
Do you
is his
watch
dad,
movies?
and
No.
No.
Dude, you realize they're fucking.
Alright,
It's
so
not
are
real.
you-
None of
are
it's
you
real.
just
What are you gonna do?
outside
No,
like all
they're-
the time?
Yes, because you have to understand that as long as you live in the nature of a tree and you just take the fucking things that you need to just be who you are, you don't need to fucking indulge in this culture.
You're that little kid from the room.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Here's the thing.
Yes.
I'm saying that let's be honest. The majority of shit that's being made is garbage.
Yes.
And it's like, and
just because it's different
when they
doesn't mean it's creative.
Well, yeah. So when they make something, it's just like, God, I don't know, man. I just wish people made better shit.
Well, again, though, you got to appreciate both. You got to appreciate the garbage so that when the Shawshank Redemption comes around, you're like, I get it.
I get it.
You got to
David
crawl
Bowie's
thing
the
the
lab
shit
Yes.
to get to the
other
cleansing
side.
rain.
There we
Absolutely.
go, brother.
And,
There
it's,
we
and
go.
it's a great metaphor of life. And I'm saying, if you were able to tell, say, whatever the 7
That's the
stories
Morgan
that could
Island.
be told, yeah.
You want the Shawshank Redemption? You want red.
I want way
say what
back
the nail. I'm sorry.
No. Great.
I put just like you put this in real and everything. Shawshank comes in every
I
conversation.
know. Well,
that
and
I
it
have.
should. It
It's
should.
every
It is
conversation.
genius.
It is my
you know?
guiding force.
Like the thing is, like, but you can find yourself in your station in life in every single character inside of that movie,
Yeah.
right? There all has the whole movie has a giant lesson to teach people, or whatever, just moving truth through your life. And it's like you see that, and then you're like, someone can do such a good job doing that.
Yeah.
Why do I need to watch this cartoon fucking argue with a real person?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like why can't we just have more stories that actually have some physical nourishment in them from watching it?
A point.
A point, yeah.
Yeah, but you
That's
gotta
why every morning I watch the 700 Club. And
Hey, man,
break
I'm
it
going to
down
smoke.
for
I'll
me.
be right back.
Just kidding. It's good.
How long have we been going?
2 hours.
2 hours.
All right.
Well, you want to? I mean, we can.
Want to take a break, Skis?
What do we
Just
take
take a
breaks? Does
We
YouTube
can't.
never takes breaks?
Well,
You don't even fucking click off this.
there's a union boss.
Oh, there is.
What we'll do is we'll do a
Whiskeyandthesurfer.com.
If you wanna grab
Yeah.
a
Hey,
book.
Trent.
It's great.
T-Diddle. T-Dog.
T-Dog.
Black guy.
T-Dave. T-Davis.
Oh, he responded to black guy.
Trent, do you have a nickname?
No. I used to get called 80
80.
when I was a kid, man.
What was that from?
80, man. I was my family or people that used to babysit me said that I would just sit around while all the kids played. I'd sit around and watch like an 80-year-old man.
Oh, shit.
It's like I would
Old
just
soul.
old soul. They was
Oh,
like
good
I
for
just
you.
look around. They said, man,
You took it
me
all
learning to walk was like was like I'd been watching people walk for a while. Nobody knew I could walk. I watched them walk for a while. Then my mom opens the car door and I just pop out and start walking. Full stride. Like, yeah, this is
All right, where we going?
That's
There we go,
amazing.
man.
Hey,
That's
before
fucking
you
awesome.
before you do your thing, we're gonna
We're gonna wrap it up.
yeah. We'll,
Oh, cool. Okay.
wrap
Yeah,
up
we'll do a
this.
little quick wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I got sidetracked on this, but I do, just because I think this will be fun for the local comics. They're doing 18 people for the funniest person contest.
Okay.
That's gonna get
in one show.
and that's gonna get weeded down to 12 people
Yeah.
for a finals the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and just for the locals who are hoping
Yeah.
to earn that title, that arbitrary title for one night,
Yeah.
but a year's worth of getting to say, no, yeah, I'm the funniest one.
Yeah.
Is there any words or any advice or anything that you want to share with those people?
So from the guy who has gotten second place in more competitions than anybody in the world.
Yeah, see,
You know
I'm
what?
hanging
But
around
number one in
2
your
and
heart.
3rd.
Number one in your
Number one
heart,
in your heart.
everybody. Trenton Davis.
To the guy that is the professional runner-up, I would say it doesn't matter. Don't even let it. Don't. And it's easy for us to say because we're not in it. Don't even lose a millisecond of sleep. Do your best, and it doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm strangling that line where it's like, I know it's just one performance, and it's like the people that are in that room are gonna decide it. It's a one-time, one place in one city is making a very vast statement, but at the same time, like,
I know you do.
Like I would.
The ego wants us to
it's
win.
that balance.
The
It's
ego
weird.
wants to win. But let me ask you this question:
If I
If
win,
you
it
got
would be
second
cool.
place, would you not work the loony bins?
Not necessarily.
Exactly.
I got second place 2 years ago,
And
and
you
then
worked the loony bins.
last year
Yeah.
I actually got third place, and I got a really good bit out of it. Megan Welch, I
Okay.
think you know her. She ended up, her and another girl got first and second, and I got third. So I've just been going around telling people for the past year that I'm the funniest man in Wichita.
There we go.
It's how you slice it,
Yeah,
right?
it's demographic.
Third place has never sounded more important than that. Right?
I don't know. I look at it. I always thought the idea of competitive art was silly. And so what I would say
Hear how
that
good that sounded
That
though?
sounds great, bro.
that being said with the Heineken send off, ask yourself a question. All right. Are you going to win this year? Do you believe you're going to win this year? Imagine what your life would be like if you won. Imagine what your day would be like waking up knowing that you were that title.
Think about the people who won before.
And realize how your day would change. And think about how you would go through the steps of going at work and what it would be like to be doing spots and to understand how you would feel in that moment. And then just decide to do it now. That's it.
Cut that step out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you know what it feels like to win, or maybe you don't because no one fucking kept score on any fucking thing that you did. All right.
If you're good at picking
And so
flowers.
now, yeah, thank you. What are you going to do? And now you know. Now you know the
Get a
answer.
salad.
Get a salad. Work on your cardio. Enjoy doing stand-up comedy. Enjoy being alive. Enjoy the community of being around other comedians and artists and people who just enjoy themselves for the sake of enjoying yourselves. And then sign up on a piece of paper and then battle it out to see who's going to be the happiest.
There we go, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hey guys, follow me on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
After all that, follow me on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, is there? I don't know if I want to even ask you
What?
about the simulation, but
Yeah.
is there?
I'm at Trenton
person?
Comedy.
Yeah.
At Trenton Comedy. I need you. I need followers. Give
Yes.
me 1 million followers. So
Oh
I
my
can,
God.
And is that Twitter, Instagram, all
Same
that?
thing.
It's gonna happen.
Yep.
What is your life gonna be like when you have 1 million Twitter followers? What is your day gonna
The
look
only
like?
difference is gonna be that I won't have to worry about a day job. I'll have a show and I'll get to play with my daughter more.
There you go. Well,
Yeah.
then you already know where we're going.
There we go. Look, now just go create the show and stop waiting.
People will send him shirts to wear. He won't have to buy shirts anymore.
There you
He'll
go.
be like, "Oh, hey, that's that Twitter guy.
Every
Hey,
time,
just wear this shirt in your post."
every time I look at one of his shirts, I think about what a month's worth of groceries cost. Real shit.
And go to Kohl's. I mean,
It's
they
just-
got discounts.
it's-
They
$5.99.
don't sell stuff that fits people with girthy things.
What's
some
your
stores you can't go into. That's what I'm saying. Me, I got a pair of Gap jeans last week.
There we
Size
go.
40. Like they hadn't even heard of the size. I got the last pair in the whole deal. It was great.
They were dusty.
Yeah, you know what they were. They were.
What's your
That's
Twitter,
fine.
man? What's your
Oh
Twitter?
yeah,
Very-
at John Tole, JOHNTOLE, also on Facebook. My band is called Pit Boss 2000. 2015, I wrote an album called The Cult of Fuck Yeah. And in August of 2015, in a song, I fucking knew it that they were going to use Roger Goodell to fucking hide the fact that they were going to backdoor Clinton into the fucking presidency. And I called that shit, and it is in thrash metal form. Cult of Fuck Yeah. I have a podcast on 5 days a week. whiskeyandthesurfer.com, hosted by Wes Key and Flip Rivers. 2 eyes in both. Yes. whiskeyandthesurfer.com. If you like metal, thrash, punk rock, ignorance, it's the fastest 30 minutes in tinfoil.
When you said 2 eyes in both of them, I thought you were talking about the dudes. Like, I thought you were saying, like, yeah, they both have all their eyes, no eye patches, nothing fucking weird like that.
No, man, they're just an AM morning team trying to get over to FM. It's just
That's
and
awesome.
every day they battle it out.
We're just on the internet.
There we go.
Yeah,
There you go.
we're on the darkest corners of
Yeah.
the internet.
Good.
Yeah.
This is my first time being on live YouTube, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been on live YouTube before. So
Now
this
you
is
have.
fucking cool.
And
Yeah, you did it.
You can watch it later, and you can be like, "Ah,
I'm so fat.
Yeah, that's what I look at myself every time. Fucking piece of shit.
Well, at least it's shot from up above, so my fucking fat head
Yeah.
isn't gonna look that bad. You know what I mean?
No.
You can look us up at
it's
the main
it's
stage
that
pod.
chick angle."
Yeah, yeah. See, what'd you say?
What is it? Main Stage Podcast.
Main
Yeah,
Stage
main
pod.
stage pod on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Follow it.
Hey, thanks guys. Thanks for having us, man.
Thank
It
you
was
so
fun.
much.
All that.
We
God
appreciate you
bless.
guys coming out.
Yeah, thanks for coming,
Yeah.
man. Thanks for having us.
Come out to the Looney Bin.
Yeah, tonight.
You guys have a chance to see them, is tonight the last show?
Tonight's it, man.
Tonight's
7:30 and
it.
10 o'clock.
7:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Go to both shows.
Tell them the Main Stage
I dare you.
podcast sent you. You will
That's
get
right.
absolutely nothing.
No, you
for
won't get
free.
a damn thing from
Yeah.
it. In fact, go to both shows if you want to see something really weird.
Do it.
Thanks for coming.
You guys have heard him talk for over 4 hours.
Too long.
You know it'll be long.
Oh, God.
You know it'll be weird.
Hey, I'm warmed up now.
Yeah, you are.
Thanks, guys.
That was fun, man.